Oh, snap. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Patrick. If you like true crime, hit the subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up button, YouTube. Rumble, TikTok over here. Tap the screen like crazy, y'all. Lovely to see you guys. We got cases to talk about tonight. This first one, California jury convicted Aaron Romo, 36, of taking his ex-girlfriend Mirelle Mateus's life, 24 years old. Lured her into his apartment despite a restraining order. Oh, damn. So that's the girl here that's behind me on TikTok and the one that you can't quite see yet on YouTube. But I'm going to shrink myself down, move Montreal out of the way, and here we go. You guys ready? Let's jump into this. Oh, man.
A California man brutally killed his ex-girlfriend, but his defense tried to argue he could never do that because he loved her too much.
You what?
Oh my God. Bro, your defense was I couldn't do that. I loved her too much.
What? What the fuck?
And try again. That's the craziest defense I've ever heard.
Well, now he's facing a sentence of life behind bars. We're speaking with this woman's sister about this very distressing story. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law&Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. In the early morning hours of March 17th, 2023, Orange County authorities say then 36-year-old Aaron Stephen Romo got kicked out of a bar after a fight that left him injured. He had reportedly been hitting on a woman inside the bar who rejected his advances, and then she slapped him. Outside the bar, Romo called his ex-girlfriend, 24-year-old Mirelle Mateus, called multiple times, begging for her to pick him up. Now, he wasn't supposed to be doing that because she had a restraining order out against him for attacking her in December of 2022, beating her and throwing her over a patio fence.
Jesus, this guy's a real peach. Oh, yeah, I'm so sure you loved her, you sack of garbage.
Unfortunately, she eventually agreed to come and pick him up, and the two went back to his apartment, which at one point they both...
Oh, sweet Jesus. Crime Scene Collective. Are you haunted because I got ghosts? What? No, you didn't. Did you? Don't worry. I'll see you.
Shared. Morelli
send me that story that you were talking about, though.
Reportedly did not go willingly into the apartment with Romo.
Antelopes, thank you.
A security guard at the complex called police after he claimed he saw Romo violently pull Morelli inside as she screamed, "I'm not crazy. I'm not going in there." Anaheim police responded to the scene, but left when no one answered the door.
You what?
Huh?
It was revealed at trial that Morelli was killed less than an hour after the police left that scene. Her mother got nervous when she couldn't reach her, so she went to Romo's apartment.
Oh, my God.
And found the door open. Morelli was in the bathtub, badly beaten.
Kimberly, thank you.
And strangled to death. Romo was arrested at the home of his current girlfriend at the time, where police say he allegedly tried to commit suicide. At trial, Romo's defense attorney argued that Romo was incapable of killing Morelli because, quote, he simply loved her too much. Not really an adequate defense there, and you don't have to be an attorney to know that. The jury found Romo guilty of first-degree murder last week. They also convicted him on one count of felony domestic battery, resulting in corporal injury, and one count of felony imprisonment by menace, violence, fraud, or deceit for that 2022 attack. He now faces the possibility of life in prison, with his sentencing scheduled for June 24th.
The possibility? Man, it should be the probability.
In a news release, Orange County District Attorney Todd Spritzer said, quote, "A mother's last memory of her daughter should not be finding her lifeless body on the floor where she spent the last moments of her life struggling to get away from the man who had repeatedly abused her. He is a master manipulator who repeatedly lured his victim back in only to ruthlessly beat and
oh my God, this dude is horrible.
Strangle her until she took her last breath."
Ugh.
Morelli's family told local news outlets that they had tried to help Morelli through this abusive situation and expected law enforcement to step in, but they say the system failed them.
Oh, well, they went there and then left because no one answered? What? Kat, thank you. Wendy, thank you. Kat, thank you. Kat, thank you again. Tiffany Watson in the house. Good to see you. AWA Cone. Thank you for the roses. Very sweet.
Now, Morelli's sister, Sandy Caceros, provided us with all sorts of photos and videos of Morelli where you can almost feel the life and the joy, and you get a sense of who she was and the love that she brought to this world and the love that she got in return. And right now, we are honored to bring in Morelli's sister, Sandy, onto the program, onto Sidebar. Sandy, first of all, thank you so much for coming on. I'm just going to say, I am so sorry for your loss and for what you and the family are going through. And I have to imagine that the past, with this trial happening, it can't be easy. So just want to say I'm so sorry for everything you and the family are going through.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Before we even get into the whole legal case and everything, how are you doing? How is the family doing? Walk us through this process.
Oh, it's been a long, tough road.
Right?
I can just say that after getting the verdict, after getting through trial and the verdict, I want to say we have a sense of relief. I wouldn't call it peace because I think that's going to be missing from our home for forever. They took someone very, very special to us, but right now we're focusing on healing, hoping to get through the sentencing and just focus on our road to healing.
And before we even get into the whole case, just can you tell us about your sister? She seemed to have such joy, like in the photos that we see. And unfortunately, I didn't know her, but you could just see how happy she was. I mean, what was Morelli like?
Oh my God. She was amazing. She was an amazing young girl. She was raised out here in Orange County. So she had like that whole Orange County vibe to her. She was just really happy. She literally walked in the room and she would brighten up the whole room. No lie. She had a contagious smile, an even more contagious laugh. She really, really enjoyed her life to the fullest. She used to be a cheerleader. So I think that comes with it too, the perkiness and the happy.
Hey, Mama, thank you. Courtney, thanks for the follow. TikTok, hit the follow button if you're new here. My name's Patrick. If you like true crime, keep tapping the screen, y'all. We got to get 25,000 likes. And if you want to watch the videos along with us, pop over to YouTube. The Mystery Project on YouTube is where you'll find this video. We're live right now as well. Come on over. Let's keep going, and y'all hit me with those roses.
Happiness. She was a nurse. She had a lot of friends, and you could tell how she was by the way
she was a nurse. Shout out to the nurses.
She impacted so many people. So many people. She was so loving.
I can tell. Over the course of this, how much, support the family's gotten and just how much people have spoken out about her. She seemed like such a lovely person, and I'm so sorry. And, we talk about this. Do you remember, if you don't mind sharing, do you remember the last time you spoke to her, the last communication you had with her?
Yes.
Critterbam, thank you for subscribing.
It was literally the day before. Literally the day before.
My God.
We spoke all the time. It was a thing between us where I've never been a morning person, but she has always been a morning person, which is the reason why my mom and has always called us the sun and the moon, right? So she would be up and text me and be like, "Good morning, call me when you wake up." We would FaceTime all the time. The last conversation I had with her was really nice, actually. Where we had a deep conversation was that Monday before her passing, where she came over my house and we just spoke about where her mind was at the time, what her plans were, how she really felt, and just her coming back to herself.
And she never gave you any indication about the defendant, in her life, or that she was still in contact with him or anything like that?
I mean, I always knew. I'm a domestic violence survivor myself, so I know how hard that is, But yeah, I always knew he was always contacting her. As a matter of fact, it was that Monday that he had showed up at the gym, that she was working. She was working out at. And I was just like, okay, this is not good. Like, if he's already popping up in places and things like that without you even knowing, that's something seriously wrong, you know?
One of the most disturbing aspects of this story, and I just laid it out for the audience, was the fact that it seemed police could have stepped in. And what is your feeling regarding law enforcement's response here?
Because apparently they went, y'all, and like, what the hell's popped up in the Rumble chat? Sorry, hang on, y'all. I gotta delete these crazy ass people. Miley Cyrus's beehole. These people are crazy. That's the stupidest shit I've ever seen. Oh my god, Rumble chat. What the hell was that? Shout out to Bridget too, by the way. Thank you for the off the grid action. I appreciate it. A little Cash App action. Oh, that's a unicorn too.
Get out of my attic.
Thank you so much, y'all. TheHauntedSide.com. Thank you so much. Oh my god, where you at, Bridget? Put some thumbs up. I think her tattoo was like a diamond, is what it looked like, Anita. All right, let's continue on.
When your sister and the defendant were together in that last moment, because it seems to me, based on the timeline, something could have been done to prevent this.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there you are, Bridget. Thank you, Bridget. You're so sweet.
But I'm curious your perspective on the police response here.
You know, I'm just so disappointed. I feel like the system failed my sister miserably. More than on one occasion, not on just that last occasion, but incidents prior to that, you know. And it just...
Oh no, do they have kids too? Oh, Shay, thank you. Shay, thank you.
It just changed my mind on how I see the system completely. And this is exactly why my mom and I had, you know, we created this foundation to be able to help people and just change it, like, you know. And I also came up with this law that I want to be able to pass, that I'm working on right now, to be able to see these people's backgrounds. That's, you know, I'm calling it Mirelle's law. And I've been doing everything I can to pass it. We started a petition. And I feel like with that, we're going to be helping out law enforcement. You know, it's basically, you know, an online registration where everybody that has had to deal with domestic violence have to register online, and it has to be public, a public registration, kind of like sex offenders, just with
right.
domestic violence abusers, because this man had a...
Ooh, she's talking like what was that site called? Glass Windows or something? And it was like where you go in and put like your reviews of companies that you work for, and you could like put in like all the juicy bits. What was it called? Cellophane Windows? I think that's what it was. I love how I say the stupid shit like that, and y'all go, no, it was glass door, you idiot. But I do it so that everybody will just comment and say, you can't be serious. Did you say cellophane windows? What an idiot. All right, let's go.
Extensive history of it. And they wouldn't respond, you know, fast enough, or if they would show up. I just feel like they blamed my sister a lot, you know, and I don't like that, you know, I don't.
Would this law be if anyone's arrested, or they have to be actually convicted of a domestic violence crime?
It would have to be that they've been convicted or arrested.
Okay.
If it's on their record, yes, definitely.
Okay.
Because he was never really convicted,
right?
You know, but it still showed in his record, and he was able to seal it, you know. And men like him need to be, you know, the public needs to know about them.
Handled.
What?
Say it. Men like him need to be handled.
What's
no, not men. Losers like him need to be handled.
The current status of that legislation, of the law?
I'm actually working on it right now. I have it on change.org. We're almost up to 10,000 signatures. So I'm just trying to connect to the right people to be able to pass this law. I think it's really important.
Great. Well, hopefully we're able to, you know, amplify that here for you. I want to go back to something though. With
Mom, Pat, we need some info. What info do you need? What y'all need? Hit me with them roses too. We're trying to get 200.
The police, though, did they ever give you an explanation about why they left the scene that day?
Heather, yes, exposed.
No, they have not.
And you
Besides what
asked,
they have to like testify in court, no.
and what explanation have you seen from their testimony or from anything from the police department? They might not have told you directly, but what explanation have they given for why they left?
Basically, that there was not enough probable cause to go in and do a welfare check, which to me it just sounds ridiculous.
That is pretty crazy. Y'all, thanks for the small roses too.
It's
So sweet.
ridiculous to me.
Did they ever apologize?
No.
You mentioned testimony, right?
Nothing?
So this trial happens. I have to imagine that can't be easy for you. What was it like watching this trial?
Oh my God, it was so hard. It was it's actually the toughest thing I've ever had to go through in my life. The last time I
Oh my God, I can't even imagine.
obviously seen my sister, she was alive, she was happy. Well, and after that I had to see her in a casket. But to be able to see how my mom found her, I think that really like just broke me, broke my spirit, just broke me, she didn't deserve that.
Oh, unbelievable. Who are you talking about? Most related? Oh, her name is Mirelle Mateus, I think is how you pronounce the last name. Here, let me post it in the chat. How do I comment in the chat? Oh, there it goes. Comment, paste. There you go. Bam. Pin this comment. So that's her name, y'all, right there.
Didn't deserve that at all. And just hearing everyone's testimonies and having to hear him go up there and testify himself, and say the things that he was saying, it just, I don't even know how I sat through that whole trial, to be honest with you. I don't.
Bridget, what are you doing? Another off the grid. Bridget, thank you so much. This one is for little man, end of the year gift. Oh, thank you for the little Galaxy Gang check-in for the little Tufa man. Thank you for that.
It's a question we ask with so many trials.
Big Tree Frog, thanks for subscribing. And y'all, thanks for the big roses. Sarah, that's what we're trying to get right there. Thank you, Sarah.
As we cover the victims' family members, how they're able to get through it, it just shows the strength of you and your family. And I have to ask you, his defense attorney says that he loved your sister too much to have done this. What was your reaction to that?
Hold up, I got you, girl.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God, stop fucking lying.
That's probably what they wanted to say to that dirt bag. Sarah, thank you. Whiskey Sunrise, thank you. Jessica, thank you. Angie, thank you. Sarah, thank you. Jessica, thank you. Sarah, thank you. YouTube, by the way, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button. TikTok, tap the screen like crazy. Let's get 25,000 likes. And if you're new here, hit the follow button. My name's Patrick. I go live every single night. We do these little true crime live streams. Boom. Riley says, came here from TikTok. Wave and love. Wave and love. Same to you, Riley. Let's continue on.
I felt offended. I felt disrespected because you don't do that to somebody you love. It wasn't love. It was just, his client being narcissistic, being, all for himself. That's what that was. And the fact that he was sick in his head and just couldn't let go of my sister. It just had nothing to do with love at that point.
Were you ever nervous during the course?
Kind of wondering how that dude even got your sister to begin with. Angie, what the heck was that? Did you send a whole bunch of subscriptions? How many was that? 5, 10? Lord have mercy. Thank you so much. Lindsay, thanks for the heart. Me, Sarah, thanks for roses.
To the trial that he would be acquitted, he'd be found not guilty?
No.
10, Angie. Thank you. Y'all, YouTube, TikTok is going crazy right now.
I was very confident that he would get found guilty.
Good
and now
thing.
the sentencing's happening. What can you tell us about? Are you going to plan to make a statement? What are you hoping for? The judge ultimately imposes the sentence. What are you hoping for the sentence to be?
Life.
Yes, I will be giving an impact statement, and I'm hoping he gets the max, which is life without parole. But at this point, only God knows.
If it should be life with parole, What are you going to make it your effort to make sure he never gets released?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. Holy hell, y'all, we got 3 minutes to get 2 more subscribers. Abso-freaking-lutely. I can't. Oh, what did I do? Sorry, y'all. Oh, there it goes. Oh, no, I still messed it up.
Yes. He did this to too many women. There's just no way he can be let out again.
Can you talk about that? Because my understanding is there was this history, right? And at one point the police were encouraging other women to come forward. What can you tell us about that?
So there was what I learned from in court, because he had sealed his records. So that's what that was. So that's why we couldn't see, we had tried to look him up before to see, because there was something off about him from the beginning. And we just
Right. Sarah, thank you.
couldn't see
Lindsay, thank
anything.
you.
But from what we learned in court was that he had 5 active restraining orders, once upon a time.
Oh my God.
And the mother of his first child testified in court. And he had been with her about, I want to say 15 years ago. So he started this pattern about 15 years ago. And
Yeah, 5, Quinn. That's insane.
What kind of disturbed me in court to hear is that it was the alcohol. It was his aggression would only come out with alcohol, but she testified there saying that he didn't drink when he met her. They were young, so that means his aggression has been inside of him for even before he started drinking. So he's been like that, I only know a few of them testified, but with each and every one of them, he had the same pattern.
Whiskey, thank you. Angie, thank you. Y'all, we need one more sub over here on TikTok. One more. Look at that. Minute 40
Hair
seconds.
pulling, the choking, the, just kicking down doors, breaking phones, basically causing fear, and a lot of them were scared of him. Even
Jesus.
at trial, one of them couldn't even look at him because she was still scared to this day.
Yeah. And you mentioned something was off.
That's horrible.
What was your interactions with him like?
From the very first day, I didn't even meet him. I just saw a picture of him. He just looked so off to me. I don't know what it.
Man, you gotta tell your sister that then, huh? Miranda, thank you. Steph IB, thank you. You gotta get in, you know what I mean? When you get those vibes, you gotta handle that situation. You gotta be like, hey, no, trust me.
I'm a mother,
Because she's gonna be blinded by, what'd you call it that one time, Desiree? I can't remember.
What I mean? Maybe that's what it was. I don't know.
You called it something once. Something matized.
But when I first met him, the way he interacted with my sister, how he just always wanted to keep her here, next to him. It just
Right, Rach? Exactly.
You could just see the controlling and the possessiveness that he tried to have with my sister. I was like, okay, no, this is not okay. I tolerated him because of her, but I didn't like him.
Right.
And I did express that to my sister, and she would always just be like, give him a chance, get to know him, things like that. And I did try, but him and I
don't know. Give him a chance, get to know him. Just sounds like let him manipulate you also. You know what I mean? That unfortunately, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like, oh no, let him say all these things that makes you believe all of his lies and sick shit that he does,
just
unfortunately.
We just cannot.
Whiskey, thank you. Sarah, thank you. I'm so sorry. It's unfortunate. We hear this a lot in these kinds of cases, and it's just so tragic. I wanted to highlight.
Sissy now has ankle monitors for DV attackers. That's fantastic. That is fantastic. I think if anybody's convicted of that kind of stuff, just put a big old red X on their, or like a black X on their forehead. Just bam. Let everybody know. You see somebody out there, you're just like, oh, nope, we know what you are. Same thing with the other people. I know they have to be on a list, but I don't know. You know how You know how people like fall into porta potties and they come out and they're like blue? That's what we should do for those people on that list. We should dye their skin permanently blue. And you walk around seeing Smurf ass looking people out there and you're like, oh, hell no. Stay the hell away from me and my family and everybody else I love.
You mentioned
Thumbs up in the chat, y'all, if you agree.
the law that you're attempting to pass, which clearly would do a lot of benefit for a lot of people. You mentioned the foundation. Can you talk to everybody a little bit more about the foundation? And if everybody's hearing about your sister's story, how can they help? What can they do?
Okay, so we started Mirelle's Legacy Foundation, and it is
nice.
built off of like survivors, advocates, and other victims that have been through domestic violence. So what we do is we provide resources. We send them to shelters. We're actually connecting with other different foundations and organizations to be able to help out everyone in need, especially, you know, obviously in domestic violence. I just don't want the same thing to happen to anybody else. What, you know what I mean? That what we're going through, pretty much. I want to change that. We do have an Instagram. It's under Justice for Mirelle. We also have, you know, we started our YouTube, Mirelle's Legacy Foundation as well. And that's
thank you.
what we're basically asking for are just the signatures. That's what's really going to help us in being able to help everybody else.
Well, let me tell you something. You're doing incredible work. You're doing great work here. Mirelle was a beautiful person. I'm happy that we're getting a chance to know a little bit more about her. Unfortunately, I wish it wasn't under these circumstances, but I'll tell you, you are honoring her memory and her legacy with the work that you're doing and you and the family are doing. So hopefully we're able to promote this and people can see this and hopefully they'll be able to help. But again, on behalf of all of us, I'm so sorry for your loss, for what you're going through. We will follow what happens at the sentencing, but we are wishing you and the rest of the family the best of luck as you move forward with this.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys having me.
You got it.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I'm telling you, dip them in blue. When you start seeing blue people walking around, you go, oh, hell no. I ain't dealing with that shit. And then we can like, you know, be like, oh, we catch them doing something crazy, or, you know, you see them walking around in the stores or something doing something crazy. They can be dealt with. You know what I'm saying? Because we'll know. We'll be like, oh. Game over, brosif. Okay, the next one up, we're going to talk about Kim Wall. Jenny, thank you for the hearts. Damn. Oh, many multiple ones. Jenny, thank you so much. Halfway there, guys. Unbelievable. Kim Wall is her name. Let me change the picture on TikTok. Where are you? Bam. There we go. And I'm pretty sure this was Christina Randall that we're listening to on this one, y'all. So
there is the possibility that you've simply come upon a human predator. And I wouldn't know. Because do the psychopaths know that he's... I'm not sure.
Let me tell you guys about Kim Wall. Kim
damn.
Wall was born on March 23rd of 1987 in this little small town in Sweden that's just on the border of like Sweden and Denmark. Kim grew up in a family of journalists, okay? Her mother was actually a financial journalist and her father was a photojournalist. Her mother described Kim as like a very curious little girl who loved stories. So she loved stories. She loved to hear stories. She was interested in just stories. As a matter of fact, her mom told this story about when Kim was a little girl, her mom or her parents used to read bedtime stories to her, and that no matter how short or long the stories were, they were...
You need a story counter. How many times is that? At least 7, I think. 8?
Never long enough. She always wanted more bedtime stories and she always wanted them to be longer. And she just loved these stories so much that her mother said that Kim actually taught herself how to read when she was little, and that...
Oh, wow.
Once
Whiskey,
she taught
thank you.
herself how to read, then she would just read all the time because she loved stories. Kim's mother also told a story about when Kim was in pre-K. She said that she was about 6 years old and that the school actually
6 years old in pre-K? Aren't you already supposed to be in like first grade, second grade?
had this big tree that they were getting ready to remove or cut down. And her mother said that Kim was always very interested and loved nature and animals and things like that. So when she was in pre-K, she literally got all of her little friends together and they made these signs and protested about this tree and leaving it up and why the school should leave it up. And her mom said that that tree is still standing 25 years later. So,
oh, damn. That's crazy.
you kind of get this image of how she was even from little, and then you find out where she ended up as an adult.
Oh, man, I can't wait for the story.
Now, before we talk about that, I did want to say that Kim was very, very, very close with her family. She grew up in the same home with her mother and her father and her little brother. There is this photo right here that is of Kim, her mother, her father, and her little brother out in like the backyard area of the family home where her parents still live. Her
look at that
parents did
turtleneck.
an interview and said that every year since 1988, when
That thing was awesome. Did you see that?
Kim was just 1 year old, and when their mother was actually pregnant with her little brother, they took a picture out in the backyard in front of that home every single year. They took that, all four of them would get together and take that picture, and I just think that that is so awesome. Now, Kim went on to study international relations at the London School of Economics. Then she ended up going and getting her master's degree at Columbia School of Journalism.
It was here, on the shores of the Baltic Sea, that Kim Hall grew up. It was here that she played as a kid, building tree houses, collecting pebbles on the beach, and walking the family dog. But the big world attracted her. The many trips abroad the family made during her growing up years gave Kim an appetite and curiosity for human beings on other continents.
After graduating her international baccalaureates, 19 years old, Kim prepared herself for a life with the whole world as her playing field.
Studies at Sorbonne in Paris, London School of Economics, and dual master degrees at Columbia University in New York made her ready.
Once Kim graduated, she decided to become a freelance journalist instead of working for like one specific media company. She wanted to focus on stories about things like identity and gender and subcultures and social justice. One of Kim's friends named Anna said that Kim was such an incredibly passionate journalist and that she wanted to focus on really big stories with what she believed to be really important narratives. Because she was a freelance journalist, this meant that Kim traveled all over the world chasing these stories. She even went to Haiti at one point and did this story while being in basically the middle of a group of people doing Haitian voodoo. Not only that, she traveled all the way to North Korea once for a story. And if you guys don't know about like North Korea in that way, it's not very often that they allow tourists to come into their country, much less journalists that are going to come in and examine and write about their country. Now, at some point, 30-year-old Kim heard of a 47-year-old man named Peter Madsen. Now, Peter Madsen was a Danish inventor and a self-taught engineer who used like crowdfunding to build all these rockets and submarines. And in this case, specifically...
You what?
Crowdfunding to build a submarine and spaceships? Oh no. Here we go. Here we go.
A self-built submarine called the UC-3, or it's pronounced the Nautilus. Peter was born in 1971 to his parents Carl and Annie. Carl was 36 years older than Peter's mother, Annie, and from everything that I could find, they had a very, we'll just say in like light terms, we'll say a rocky relationship, to say the very least. Annie actually had 3 sons from a previous relationship, and Carl was not kind to them. It was also said that Carl was very aggressive and very jealous and definitely domineering. Because of this, Annie left Carl when Peter was just 6 years old. When she left him, she ended up taking her 3 other sons that she had from somebody else and left Peter to live with Carl. Annie apparently said that the only reason why she did this was because, in her view, Carl was only mean to her 3 sons from this previous relationship, and that he wasn't the same way with Peter, whom was actually his biological child. However, after Annie had moved on, she still wanted to have contact with Peter, but Carl allegedly made it virtually impossible. Peter says that this made him feel like he was essentially...
He was like, you can't talk to him if we're under the sea. Under the sea. Under the sea.
Like a pawn used in this war between his parents. His father actually would tell him that...
I don't get no cell phone service on the moon, baby.
Yeah, you can go visit your mom. Go on and
hell,
visit her, but don't ever come back. Can you imagine? I'm sure some of you guys can imagine, but that's what he would go through. So because of that, he didn't want to go and visit his mom because he was scared that he was not going to be able to come back home. However, Carl and Peter ended up really bonding as father and son over their interest in rockets. Growing up, one of Peter's teachers got him very interested in chemistry and physics, which is what kickstarted Peter's interest in rockets. Peter developed his first rocket in 1986. This rocket was only 1 meter tall, but he did build it himself, and he built it out of his father's workshop. This little rocket ended up reaching 330 feet in the air before crashing down, which is pretty daggum impressive. Peter never got any formal degrees, but he did take courses in welding and engineering to learn about how submarines were built. This brings us back...
Y'all, I could put something together that could blow something up 300 feet in the air.
Back to Kim. So Kim found Peter's story very, very interesting. She was actually in negotiations with Wired magazine to do a story on Peter and his projects when she decided she was just going to reach out to him directly herself on April of 2017. Now, this wasn't exactly a very important story for her career, but she...
Christina Rado cracks me up. Now, this wasn't a really important story for her career. She's basically just saying this was stupid. This guy's an idiot, and she was like, "Oh, fine, I'll write about the damn rocket, dude." Oh man, he started sending her rocket pics too, didn't he, y'all? He did. Don't you? Oh no!
How dare you?
Oh no! Oh shit! I hit the wrong working button. I hate when I do that. Oh, I think I got it right.
2017. Now, this wasn't exactly a very important story for her career, but she still wanted to do it because she was herself pretty curious as well. Now, a few months later...
Oh, man, she thought he was cute.
In August, this is when Peter agreed and decided that, yes, he would do this interview with Kim. So Kim and her boyfriend, Ole, went to Copenhagen together for the interview, but while...
She had a boyfriend at the time, too? Oh, hell no.
You what?
Oh, no, dude. Oh, this guy's like, damn it, my girlfriend got taken by the Rocket Man, burning up his fuse out. Air alone. Oh, he's not the man they knew at home.
They were...
Okay, I'll stop.
They were also going to be hosting this going away party. See, Kim and Ole were planning on moving to Beijing right after Kim's interview with Peter. So they were all excited. They had their friends that lived in Copenhagen there, and it seemed to be perfect for Kim. I'll go ahead and do this interview with him. We'll get together with all of our friends, and then we're getting ready to make this big move. To give this interview an extra little oomph, Peter ended up texting her and asked her if she wanted to join him on his homemade submarine for 2 hours to conduct this interview. I mean,
nope.
Kim thought that this would be...
Hell no.
A pretty
No.
safe interview for
What?
her to do,
No.
especially
Homemade submarine? No. I'm not going on a submarine if it's made by a whole fleet of scientists, nuclear scientists and nuclear engineers. And they're like, well, guys, that's their whole damn life is building this thing. This guy's just like, hey, look what I made in my backyard. You want to go underwater in it? The hell I do. Nope.
compared
Hell no. Nah. We already saw what happened with the other dude too, going down in the submarine with his damn remote control he got off Amazon for $26. Nope. I'm not interested. Hell no. Hell no. I'm gonna stay my happy ass right here on the earth, on the dirt. Go play some golf. That's it. I'm not dealing with any homemade submarines, homemade rockets, homemade. You know what? Homemade meals, homemade iced tea. That's up my alley. Homemade submarine. I mean, come on.
to some of the previous work and the different locations that she had been before. However, what Kim did not know is that this would end up being the most dangerous and devastating interview that Kim would ever do. On August
Imagine that. No way. Really? Not the homemade submarine.
10th of 2017, Kim met Peter at the dock where he had his submarine in Copenhagen. Before going into the submarine, Kim texted her boyfriend an update around 8 p.m. to tell him that
the boyfriend didn't come?
She loved him and that she was basically still alive. Because
man, maybe he was smart enough. He was like, hell no. You want to go on the dance? Go. Have a crap. Bye. I ain't going on that shit.
Because the interview was only supposed to take 2 hours and it seemed slow.
2 hours? Nope.
Slow moving for her to actually get on the submarine. So she texted him like, hey, I'm still alive. And she also told her boyfriend that Peter and her were about to go down into the submarine and that Peter had brought coffee and cookies. Now, again, this interview is only supposed to take 2 hours, but it was running long already. After 2 hours passed and the submarine still didn't come back to the dock, Olay hadn't heard anything else from Kim. He really began to worry. I mean, but he was probably also thinking like, okay, maybe they saw something cool and they decided.
What the fuck?
Maybe they saw something cool. I bet he was trying to show her his submarine.
To go a little bit longer, or maybe she was asking more questions. I mean, surely nothing terrible could happen.
What? Yes, absolutely something terrible could happen on a homemade submarine.
Everybody in this area knows this guy, Peter. Again, he gets all of his funding from crowdfunding, meaning the community chips in so he could build all this like crazy or cool stuff.
No, you had it right the first time, Christina. Crazy.
And it's just him and her. Surely nothing bad is going to happen. However, by 1:43 a.m.
You want to do an interview on a homemade submarine? It's going to be right there on the dock. Walk up on it. Oh, this is scary as shit. This is horrifying. I don't feel safe even right here. And then hop right off of that thing and walk your ass back up the dock and say, I'm going to go get lunch somewhere else. Somewhere else. TikTok, we need 4 more hearts. Hit me with them real quick. Tap the screen like crazy. Let's get 50,000 likes. And if you're new here, hit the follow button. YouTube, subscribe to the channel real quick. Hit the thumbs up button, y'all. We got over 100 people watching. And I think we only have 40-something likes. How many likes do we have, y'all? 42 likes. YouTube, let's get 100 likes. Let's go, everybody. Tap the like button. Let's go. Oh, Brooke, thank you so much. Sabrina, thank you for the heart me's. Snaps, thanks for the follow. Y'all, we got 2 more of the hearts left. Let's go. All right, let's keep going.
And still not having heard like anything from Kim, this is when Olay decided that he was going to just go and report her missing. Now, the next morning, the submarine was spotted near a lighthouse. And when the submarine was spotted, it was sinking. Peter was still in the submarine at this time. And
newsflash, that's what submarines are supposed to do.
You what?
And he had to be rescued from it. Once he was rescued, he was asked, where is Kim? She's supposed to be with you. Everybody's coming and trying to figure out, You're coming out of the submarine. Where is she? This is when Peter said that he had actually dropped her off on land the night before, and he didn't know where she went after that. Now, the police were suspicious automatically because of a few different reasons. One, because the guy's submarine is sinking. Now, after they ended up getting him to safety, they were able to pull the submarine out of the water, and they ended up finding blood in the submarine, which made them even more suspicious because now Kim is missing and the submarine was sinking, and now they find this bodily fluid in the submarine. Because they found that in his submarine, Peter from there was immediately arrested and he was charged with negligent manslaughter. At this point, the police believed that Peter had purposely tried to sink the submarine to cover up whatever happened in the submarine. Now, when they started to question Peter, again, he tried to tell the police, no, I dropped her off. I left her right here at the land, at the dock. I don't know where she went after that. And I just continued to go off into the submarine. As they told Peter,
what the hell is this? What is going on in this story?
Hey, we went and pulled the CV footage or the security camera footage from the area that you said that you dropped her off. Not only did we not see a submarine ever pull up at that time of night or that day or any time that you're saying that you dropped her off, but we never.
Oh God, I love Christina Randall. She's like my favorite person. She's so hilarious. She doesn't even know it, and she's so funny. She should do stand-up comedy. She's that funny. It's crazy. We didn't see a submarine pull up. Oh man. Well, it says here on Uber Submarine that Peter should be pulling up in his 2014 homemade submarine right there. I don't see him. This is crazy.
Never seen her on the dock. We never seen any of this. So after they pressed him, he later admitted to dumping Kim's body in the ocean after what he said she passed away from this like freak accident that allegedly had happened on the submarine.
Oh God.
He said that the hatch for the submarine, you know, like when you're going down, which is extremely heavy, the hatch cover ended up hitting Kim on the head and that it basically ended her life instantly. 11 days later, on August 21st, a torso was found on a nearby beach by a cyclist. DNA testing.
What the hell was somebody riding their bike on that rocky ass beach right there? Oh no. Are you serious?
Revealed that this torso did in fact belong to Kim. An autopsy also showed that Kim's torso had 38 sharp object wounds.
Jesus.
Mostly to her pelvic area in this body part that had washed up on shore. They also found that at least 15 of these stab marks had happened to this body after she had already passed away. They also found,
oh my God, what the hell is wrong with this dude?
That metal had been lodged in her torso as well. Investigators believe that this was an attempt to make sure that Kim's torso would never float or wash up on a beach. On October 6th, cadaver dogs and divers found 2 plastic bags in the water. One of the bags ended up having Kim's head in it, and the other ended up having Kim's legs, clothes, and a knife in it. An autopsy was performed on Kim's head, and this autopsy showed no signs of blunt force trauma like Peter had claimed. Peter ended up changing his story again after this. He still said that he didn't intentionally end her life.
Peter, you are a damn maniac, bro. I mean, you build your own submarines and shit, so clearly something's wrong.
And that he didn't initially tell the truth because he wanted to spare Kim's family the details about what had actually happened. Can you believe this mess? Can you believe this? At this point, Peter ends up telling the investigators that he was up on the deck and Kim had moseyed and made her way down into the engine room of the submarine when the pressure suddenly dropped, which created like this vacuum effect on the hatch doors, so he was unable to get in and open it. He said he could hear Kim screaming for help. He then said that he tried to explain to Kim for about like 5 to 15 minutes how to stop the engines when he was finally able to get the hatch door open. By that time, he says that Kim was lifeless on the floor. So basically, he was saying that she died of carbon monoxide poisoning from being down in this like engine room. He said that he tried everything that he could to wake her up and to save her. He said that he was even smacking her in the face, but that she was already gone.
You what?
Peter then tells the investigators that he contemplated ending his own life in that moment, but he ended up falling asleep next to Kim's body for about 2 hours. Like, imagine like the investigator sitting there listening to this story. He said that when he woke up, that's when he decided to dismember her. And when they pressed him more about doing this to Kim, Peter acted like it was just like totally not even a big deal to him because he already knew how to amputate limbs in order to save lives. And Kim had already passed away at this point. And he said, man, it just happened so fast. You know, I'm trained and have knowledge in doing amputations. And so I just figured that this was the best thing to do.
I've been very honest in this, and I've been a little bit too open maybe, but you're aware of the fact maybe that psychopaths exist amongst us. Human predators that walks around and grabs people and use them and throw them out used and maybe stalk them afterwards and so on. And psychopaths.
And this guy wants to take you on a submarine ride for a couple of hours?
What? What the fuck?
No. I'm good.
I think people are often very charismatic. They are excellent speakers. They're convincing. They are having illusions of self-grandeur and have no regard for anyone else. And he will try really to punish those people who have been under his spell. He will try to punish them afterwards by stalking them, by talking badly about them, all these things.
What the f are you talking about? This dude, talk about word salad. Well, how could you even interview? What kind of interview was she doing with this guy? He's saying this kind of crazy ass shit. And she probably went, this is weird. Can you just like, can we go back up and drop me off? And he's like, no.
There's the possibility that you've simply come upon a human predator. And I wouldn't know. Because do the psychopaths know that he's a psychopath? I'm not sure.
An autopsy was performed on Kim's lungs, and it showed that there was no signs of toxic fumes or any kind of poisoning like that at all. The police didn't believe Peter's new story anyways, and so they continued to look into Peter, and as they looked further into Peter, this is when they learned that Peter's friends had been really worried about him for a long time. They said that they'd noticed like all these troubling changes, and as Peter's
like building submarines,
wealth and like popularity grew, they were seeing a very different side of Peter. They said that Peter would throw these really wild parties with naked people running all around the place, and that
Bruh.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
Peter. The hell kind of parties are you throwing, Peter? Crazy as hell. TikTok, hit me with the hand hearts. We need 17 more. Let's go. I'll pin it. Tap the screen like crazy too. Let's get 50,000 likes. Hit the follow button if you're new here too. My name's Patrick. If you like true crime, I'm live every single night. Also, if you want to watch the videos along with us, we're live on YouTube and Rumble. Just search The Mystery Project. It should be pinned on the screen there. Search The Mystery Project. It'll bring the channel up. Hit the subscribe button. You can watch the videos along with us. Cynthia, thank you.
an artist that knew Peter said that Peter referred to himself as a sadist. And what's even worse, as investigators discovered that just hours before Kim got on board the submarine, Peter had actually been Google searching online for things like beheadings.
What?
Or beheading a girl, and things like agony. He also apparently watched a video on his phone of an actual woman being
Jesus
tortured, like for real, not like a reenactment, and losing her life. And he would watch other videos of women being in these situations. It was also said that they found that he would watch these certain types of films. And it was crazy because before researching this, you know, you learn something new every day. I thought the SNUFF types of films were like reenactments of these things, but allegedly that in some very dark places, there are real videos made like this. Kind of like the Toy Box Killer that was doing all that stuff to
that dude was sick as shit.
Those women and filming it and selling it. Like that type of thing is still going on. And he was into watching these types of things. And he was literally sitting there Googling it and watching these types of videos while Kim is thinking she's coming to do a very safe interview with this guy, Peter.
Hell
a psychologist ended up examining Peter, and this psychologist determined that he was a prohibited sexually deviant and he was highly untrustworthy, which, yeah, that
no shit
makes a lot of sense. A different woman named Suzanne went to go do an interview with Peter on his submarine not too long before Kim did, and she said that during this interview she could just like feel that Peter was very short-tempered. She said that it seemed like everything had to go exactly how Peter planned it and that everyone had to be in line with anything that he said at all times. Susan, however, only agreed to do the interview if they could keep the submarine on land. She said that her personally, she would never go out into the water in a submarine because everything just looks so raw and unfinished and basically sketchy. She wasn't alone during this interview either, like Kim was. Suzanne had brought a photographer with her, and in all honesty, who knows what would have happened if she hadn't. It is also said that he had been texting other people, other women, trying to talk them into coming on the submarine. And some of them would have came if they could have brought another person with them. But he kept saying, no, 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 only one person can come. And just so happens that...
Red flag. You want to come ride on my submarine? Nope. Maybe if I could bring somebody else. You can't bring no one else. Just one other person on my submarine. I'm good.
Kim agreed, but then when you look back at her history as a journalist, she did that type of thing all the time. And to her, this was just normal. But to him, this was exactly the type of person or woman alone on the submarine that he was trying to lure. On January 16th of 2018, Peter's charges were officially upped to premeditated murder, indecent handling of a corpse, and aggravated SA. The prosecution alleged that Peter basically just tortured Kim before ending up ending her life, and that he cut her throat.
Oh God.
Or he was her or something, and then he did all of this stuff to her after she was already gone. Peter ended up being found guilty of all 3 charges, and he was sentenced to life in prison. But that would not be all that we would hear about Peter even after that, because in August of 2018, Peter actually ended up being admitted to a hospital after he was attacked by another inmate that was only 18 years old. So this 18-year-old inmate whooped him so bad that he ended up being admitted to the hospital. And then, even though this whole time Peter had kept up this persona that, all these different stories, and all of them in some way making him be innocent, or even the last story that he told, trying to make himself seem like this hero, that he did not want her family to find out that she had passed from this poisoning or whatever. In this Danish documentary that was filmed in September of 2020, Peter did admit in that documentary that he killed Kim. From there, you would think that people could just go on and just live their lives and forget about Peter as he rots in a prison somewhere. However, In October of 2020, Peter actually ended up escaping from prison. Now, he wasn't
Oh my God.
escaped very long, and the way that he escaped was by threatening a prison employee with a firearm like object, and an object he claimed to be a bomb belt. So you got this guy who's been creating all of these like submarines and rockets, and now he's in prison and he's made something that looks like a firearm and a bomb belt. And he ends up doing that so he can get out of the prison. The bomb squad ended up being deployed, and Peter was completely surrounded by the police. He was only like 560 yards away from the prison. He ended up being taken back into custody and put back into the prison.
So he was at large for a relatively short time before we got him. In connection with the arrest, he throws something away that we thought...
Man, they should have just been like, okay, blow yourself up. Bye. Do us a favor. Do everybody a favor. Just detonate that thing. Blow yourself up. Bye.
Look like a pistol-like object. We will investigate it, but we don't think that it's a gun. At the same time, when he is arrested and handcuffed, they found that he was wearing a belt that looked like a bomb belt.
And that's where Peter is to this day, is in prison. After Kim's passing, Kim's family founded the Kim Wall Memorial Fund, which hoped to fund female reporters covering stories of like different cultural value, just like Kim did. And there's been a lot of talk around how, dangerous it is for women to do certain types of journalism because women are obviously victimized way more than men are. So hopefully the Kim Wall Foundation is, really able to help different women who are doing the things like Kim loved to do. Now, back to Peter, a lot of people have really speculated that this was probably not Peter's first time doing this to someone. When asked, investigators say that they have checked in all possible links to other cases in those areas. They even went all the way back to 1986 to a different unsolved murder of a 22-year-old, but they were not able to find any connection between Peter and any of these cases. But it's hard to imagine, though, that someone's first crime like this could just be so violent.
Yep. Brooke, thank you.
Although he was pretty messy about it, so maybe it was his first time. And at the end here, I did want to add that this photo that was taken with her parents, because I watched an interview with her mom and dad, and
Brooke, you're so sweet. Brooke, stop it. So many hearts, Brooke.
I watched it translated from their language to English. And the mother said the way that they ended up getting this picture was amazing. Like, she was really on the phone because her son, didn't have to work that day, and Kim was within a distance that she could travel there. And it was August 9th, which was literally the day before she got on the submarine. She was able to get Kim over to the house so they could take their yearly summer picture. So they literally took this picture the day before she went to go and do that interview on the submarine. I imagine her mother, thank God. Thank God, yes, she probably felt like she was aggravating her daughter and pulling her away from her boyfriend and this party and making all these calls, and her son.
I can't believe not one of those people said, hey, don't do this. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Sounds crazy as hell. Don't do it. The mom, the dad, the boyfriend was like, oh yeah, go on a submarine with a random person. Oh, random dude, crazy guy, wants you to go on his submarine? Oh, yeah, do it. Hell no. Not one person was like, did you ever watch The Abyss? You might have some weird water tentacle-ass creature coming in fucking your shit up. Y'all remember The Abyss. Don't lie. They had to breathe in the water. And they went down, they saw the alien world. Remember that shit? That's a damn good movie. That's a damn good movie. I'm going to watch that movie. Y'all remember that? Anybody? Somebody else saw that movie, right? The Abyss?
son who had to work and all this stuff. And you know that feeling as a mom when you're like, oh, just come on, come on, come on. And all your kids are like, oh. And she got that photo and she got to hug her daughter and talk to her. And she had no idea that the very next day she would get on that submarine. She would never see her again. Wow. Have y'all heard about this story? What do you guys think about it? I obviously think it's devastating. I'm so glad her mom got that picture. And I'm glad that he is behind bars, hopefully there forever.
Yeah, y'all, The Abyss, 1989. Let's go. A civilian diving team is enlisted to search for a lost nuclear submarine and faces danger while encountering an alien aquatic species. That's a damn good movie. I want to watch that movie. You guys want to react to that? Let's watch that movie. Holy hell. If you haven't seen it, you should. I remember watching that as a kid. Crazy as hell. TikTok, hit the follow button if you're new here. Tap the screen like crazy. We need 11 more of the big hand hearts. Hit me with a little hand heart action. Let's crush these goals so TikTok will keep spreading the word about the live stream. YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button. Same thing on Rumble. Shout out to Rumble. We got 117 people watching on Rumble. Hell yeah. Let's keep it going. Oh yeah, this next one. This one is in the time span of just over a day, a former couple reconciled immediately, plotted to take someone's life and carried it out, according to the deputies in Lake County, Florida. Whoa. Oh, I think we watched this kid getting arrested. The guy getting arrested. Let's go. Let's keep going.
Okay, so let me just tell you guys.
And it's Christina Randall again. Let's go. Here we go.
About this couple who was young and in love and what they did. 21-year-old Ariana Gajraj and 24-year-old Brandon Perilla, they were both living in Claremont, Florida back in 2023. Now, Ariana, from everything that I could find, is from New York, and her family actually moved to Florida when she was younger, and from there she ended up going to school. She went on to high school. She graduated from high school, and then she later went to a college down in Central Florida, and this is where she did really well. As a matter of fact, it is said that in 2021, she even earned academic honors, and then she was at the same time working at the Krusty Krab seafood restaurant in Orlando, Florida.
That's not real. That's freaking Mr. Krabs' place. Is it April Fool's?
So she's 21, made this big, huge move from New York to Florida, two totally different worlds. She's thriving in school. She's doing well with her family. She goes on to college where she's getting these academic awards, and she's working at the same time. This is when she met Brandon. Now, Brandon was actually living with his parents, and he was working to build his own business by modifying different cars. He loved his car that he had. He had it like all souped up. He was very protective and careful about his car, and you guys are going to see a video.
What the fuck?
Later at the end of this video where...
Oh, damn. How much horsepower do the stickers add?
You what?
There you can see where he's kind of talking about his car and how important it is to him. And Brandon and Ariana allegedly ended up meeting at like a car show. Y'all know where you drive by and you
Brooke, oh, it was.
see all the cars out in a parking lot somewhere, and people bring their souped up cars. They show them off. They network, make connections. This is where allegedly the two of them met. They quickly fell in love, and you know, that young love. And they both had a lot of potential for a...
Rachel says, no, it's real. I live in Orlando. Okay, so they really have a Krusty Krab in real life? That's crazy as hell. Angie, thanks for the hearts. Y'all hit me with those hand hearts. 9 left. We can do it.
bright future until the two of them got together and decided that they wanted to be the, I guess, modern day Bonnie and Clyde. Now, this isn't the first and probably will not be the last that we hear about a couple seemingly randomly deciding to do something unthinkable.
Ashley, thank you.
For love. But what makes these couples, especially the younger ones, decide to do something like this? Overall, people tend to romanticize this story of Bonnie and Clyde, but in reality, their life was not glamorous at all.
I say, didn't they drive off a cliff or something like that? Like, what the hell? Do that part first.
Yes, they supposedly loved each other and they were partners in crime, but let's not forget how their story ended. Ariana and
they both have like syphilis and shit too. Oh God.
Brandon had been in this like tumultuous relationship for about a year, and they had actually been broken up for 3 months when the two of them decided that they were going to make peace with each other. After talking through the issues that they had in their relationship and reconciling, they allegedly immediately moved to plotting something not good. Their target was an unnamed man that was friends with Ariana. This brings us to
thank you.
December 1st of 2023, around
Angie, you're going haywire. Thank you so much.
1:53 a.m. when officers were responding to a 911 report.
TC, thank you too. I see that.
Of a shooting at the Peppermidge Trail neighborhood. At the scene, officers found 21 9mm casings on the road and 13 in a man's vehicle. 3 in another vehicle, and 1 in a nearby mailbox. This man was later
holy hell, y'all, 100 donuts, go.
Identified as Ariana's friend. He claimed that he had actually went and picked up Ariana, and they were going to go and smoke some green together and talk about Ariana's problems that she was having with Brandon. This man, or the friend,
thank you, Ashley,
friend of Ariana that went to go and pick her up so she could basically pour her heart out to him about how Brandon was, you know how it is. He's this and he's that, and he shouldn't have done this, and I can't stand him, and all of that stuff. The man told the officers that all throughout the prior week, he had been receiving threatening text messages from Brandon. Now, apparently, Brandon had been accusing this man of having, or at least wanting to have, a relationship with Ariana. So far, it already sounds like your typical...
Yeah.
Other than the incident.
That's why he was sitting there listening to that stuff.
Right. Your typical young love argument, the girl's off with the other guy. The guy's been getting messages from the boyfriend saying, you better not be with my girl. Don't try to get with my girl. He still goes and picks her up. That whole scene. Now, because of all of this, the guy that picked up Ariana, because his name has not been released, says that when he picked her up, he asked her if Brandon was tracking her by her phone. Ariana told him, no, he's not tracking me. He doesn't know where I'm at. And so the guy thought, okay, cool, we'll ride around and smoke. The guy went on to tell the police officers that while him and Ariana were driving around together, Ariana got a call from a private number. This call was Brandon.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
Nope.
The boyfriend. When this friend and Ariana got into the neighborhood, the guy that was driving says that it was not long until he saw a white 2014 Toyota Camry with dark tinted windows pull up in front of his car.
That's the car that the other dude was proud of. Steph, thanks for the donuts. Y'all hit me with the donuts. We got 8. We're trying to get 100.
The man then goes on to tell the officer that the driver stepped out of the car and just started firing right at him.
Jesus.
He said that he knew immediately that this was Brandon and that he'd actually seen a picture posted by Brandon on Instagram that showed him with the same exact firearm that he had when he pulled up on him and Ariana. Now, again, there was 21 casings on the ground, multiple in his car, multiple in another car, and 1 in a mailbox. Like, literally, it is a miracle at this point that this guy is even speaking to the officers with that many rounds fired. He said that when Brandon started firing at him, he immediately put the car in reverse and he backed out of there, and he basically hauled butt out of there as fast as he could with Ariana still in the car with him. So at this point, Ariana, the girlfriend, is sitting in the car the whole time while Brandon is unloading his clip into the car. After he sped off and he ended up losing Brandon, the guy said that he dropped Ariana off. After that, he called his family and they decided to go to the police station and report what had just happened. The man then gave the investigators all of the screenshots and all of the messages that Brandon had sent him, via Instagram and all the other ways that he was sending these threatening messages to him. However, by this time, Brandon had went online and deactivated all of his social media accounts. But these messages allegedly said things like, Ariana told me about you. Just don't make me F you up. When I see you, it's on sight, basically meaning like as soon as I see you, no words are spoken, it's going down type of thing. Very threatening tones in these messages. This is when the investigator decided to go and interview Ariana. In the interview, she went on to tell the investigators, yes, this guy picked me up so we could go and smoke together. She said that she did get a private call from Brandon that she did answer, and during this call, she said that Brandon asked her where she was and who she was with. She then went on to tell this investigator that once her and the man got to this paper mill trail area, that the guy started to get really nervous about Brandon showing up, and he started loading his own. She said that that is when the white car ended up pulling up, and she said she didn't see Brandon at all, though.
I'm being completely honest, I didn't see. I was honestly looking down, I was rolling. I just see headlights like come in like slanted, and I just see a white car. And the way the car was, it was like whoever got out the driver, if they were at the driver, I couldn't see, because there was also a white van that was parked right there. So when he starts reversing now, he's going like zigzag and like everything's flying, and I'm trying to grab everything.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God, stop fucking lying.
And I'm like,
I got you. We're not gonna let them get away with it, y'all. They're gonna get hit with the why the f you lying. I need some donuts though, TikTok. We got 8. We're trying to get 100. Everybody hit me with 1 donut right now. Let's crush that goal.
ducking while I'm doing that, because like everything's spilled on the floor, and I'm like, oh my God, like we're literally gonna crash. And I'm like, after he like drove out the neighborhood, I got back up and I looked behind us and I didn't see the car, but when I was still ducked down, he told me in the neighborhood that he's right there. So I was like, okay, I stayed down, but I didn't hear any shots while we're driving. And then
Lord have mercy. Angie, thank you. Desiree, thank you. Brooke, thank you.
we leave the neighborhood, and then I tell him, just please drop me to Highland Ranch, which was once we got straight out the light. I told him to just make a right and drop me out there, and I'm gonna have my sister come get me, or I'll walk home because it wasn't that far.
And who picked you up?
I walked home.
You walked?
Lil, thank you.
Your mom didn't pick you up?
No, I didn't want to tell her.
When the investigators asked this man about having his own weapon in the car, he did admit that he had one, but he said that he hadn't shot it in over 6 months. He also submitted a residue test and gave them his DNA, like right then and there, to basically prove that there was no gunpowder on his hands and that, from what he was saying, it hadn't been fired. When the investigators asked Ariana when was the last time she talked to Brandon, she initially said that it had been a couple days. However, after they told her that they planned to take her phone away from her and do a forensic download, this is when Ariana just went ahead and admitted that she had called Brandon not long after the incident.
Imagine that. Got caught.
Why the fuck you lying?
Sangita. Thank you for the off the grid action. Thank you, Bridget. Thanks for the Cash App. Sangita, thanks for the PayPal.
Get out of my attic.
Very sweet. Thank you for the off the grid galaxy. Y'all, thehauntedSide.com. Go check it out. Check out the merch. You can find ways to support the show directly. Bam. Thank you so much. Thank you to not sending donuts. You're so awesome. Thank you. And y'all, we got 11 more subscribers to get to 200. So consider subscribing. I'll go ahead and pin it down there at the bottom. And YouTube, join the channel. Click the link that's pinned at the top of the comments. It says, love the show. Join the channel. Click that link. Join the channel. I think it's like $5 a month. Do it. Do it, do it, do it. Become a misdemeanor or a felony or a capital case. Click it and see what happens. All right, let's keep going.
Today, the only call was at 7:40.
Okay, what about yesterday?
12:36 and 12:54.
12:54.
All right, what was the message at 12:54?
It was me calling him.
Why?
Because I wanted to see if it was him.
Okay. Did you talk to him?
Yeah.
And what did he say?
He was home. That's what he told me.
Did it sound like he was home, or did it sound like he was driving?
It sounded like he was home. I heard like a video game in the back.
And the conversation at 12:36, what was
Did the video game sound like Grand Theft Auto?
Conversation about?
That was the block call first, him asking where I was, and then I told him I was out, and then he was like, okay, bet. And then I called him after, like when Dion dropped me off in Highland Ranch, and I was walking back home. I called him to see like where he was. to tell him, because in my mind, I didn't think it was him at first.
Now, using a license plate reader, investigators were able to track down the vehicle, and it was indeed registered to Brandon's stepfather. So the investigators were also able to obtain surveillance footage that showed the incident. Investigators have said that they're not really sure if Brandon is the one that picked Ariana up after the incident, but it would be consistent with the license plate reader data, and it would explain why Ariana called Brandon immediately after the incident.
Yeah, to get a ride.
Yeah. Investigators also learned that Ariana had an account on Pinger. This Pinger, I guess, is like some sort of like texting app, kind of like WhatsApp, I guess, and that she had been using this to text Brandon all the way leading up to the incident. So basically, she was setting this guy up to have this interaction or altercation
insane
with Brandon. Now, after the investigators obtained all of the messages through a search warrant, this is when they learned that not only was this incident planned, but that Ariana was indeed, according to the investigators, of course she hasn't been proven guilty yet, but that she was in on it with Brandon and they had set this guy up and planned it. Allegedly, they were going to, the original plan was for them to attack him while he was getting into his car, but then the whole plan ended up changing to Brandon blocking the man in and opening up fire that way. That night, Ariana had actually texted Brandon on this app saying that she didn't want to be up too late that night, almost like she may have been wanting to back out of it. You know how it is, like, I'm tired, I don't want to be up late. But allegedly Brandon responded to her, no, he's dying. This is when Ariana came up with the final plan of having Brandon call her on a blocked number so she could show the man to gain trust from him. From that point on, she was updating Brandon the whole entire time and telling him where they were and, where they were going. The last message that Ariana sent to Brandon before the incident happened was her pinned location 12 minutes before he showed up and the whole incident happened. Which, if you guys are listening to this story and going, this is senseless, why would they do this? That's it. It's the whole Bonnie and Clyde, like, makes no sense why they did this, why they planned this, other than the fact that Brandon, was mad at this other guy who was trying to move in on his girl, which, listen, it definitely looks like it, right? Definitely looks like it, but still extreme, right? An extreme reaction. Both Ariana and Brandon have been charged with first-degree attempted murder, okay? Now, before I show y'all the body cam footage of Brandon being arrested, I want to tell you guys that when you're thinking about Ariana, because she graduated high school, went on to college, she, again, like I told y'all in the beginning of this, earned academic honors. Her whole entire life changed by this stupid decision. Was this other guy out there instigating it and being a hoodlum too? Maybe. I mean, we know he had something in his car too, and we know that he was sneaking around with her. Maybe he said some things, and there is some alleged accusations that he was firing back verbally or texting to the other guy. But still, here is body cam footage of Brandon being arrested. And before I show y'all this, I want y'all to think about the mother, okay? The mother's going to answer the door. The police go there. And remember what I told y'all at the beginning of this video about him doing his cars and how he was, doing a little business, starting a business of modifying different vehicles. So when the police tell him what they tell him, or tell the mom what they tell her in order to find out if he's there or not.
Oh, they tell him that somebody hit his car. Remember that? They tell him somebody hit his car. AK-47, what are you doing in here? Long time no see.
You'll understand why they make these reactions that they make. And they got by the cops. Watch this.
I was looking for Brandon. Huh? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Yeah, his car got hit in the parking lot. We're just trying to get a report done for it. He was sleeping.
Okay.
Brandon?
Yeah, no, he's sleeping. He has no husband.
Okay.
He's coming because he was sleeping.
Yeah, somebody just hit his car, so we just got to do a quick exchange report. The person stayed, so that's the good news. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we just got to.
I'm sorry, he was sleeping, so.
No, it's okay. It's okay. We hate to bother you. Yeah, we'll hang out until he's ready.
Okay.
Let's have him bring his driver's license with him so we can get all that paperwork started.
He's gonna be so mad.
We're just walking around the corner. It looks like there's a lot of money in that car too, so. You got a driver's license with you too, man? It's not a lot of damage, but yeah, the person stayed, so we just got to fill out a quick report. So.
His car got burned. He fixed it. Then the car, now this one is fixing it now. It got hit. It's not, at least you didn't wasn't in the car and hit.
How do you get a parked car?
Don't get
God damn. Every fucking car I have.
And he parked in the same spot all the time.
Just hang tight for just a second and we'll grab him outside. Just give him privacy for a second. We'll bring him over here.
Jesus.
Calm down.
Hey, come on, we'll walk around here.
Calm down.
We'll come get you guys in just a second, okay? Don't fight us. Okay.
Desiree, nope, they sure didn't.
What's up? And they got a warrant for your arrest. What? I'll explain it all to you in a second, okay?
There's a warrant for my arrest. They're arresting me, Ma.
Here, I'm going to put your wallet in your pocket.
Yeah, go ahead.
We got him over here. Let's go. We got him next time. Just come over here because they're going to have a chance to cut through here.
Yeah, of course.
I don't want you getting bit, that's why. Let me walk you into some privacy and I'll...
I don't know. That's what I'm
going to bring you to privacy. I'll talk to you about it.
I don't know. Why are they arresting you? I don't know.
Why the fuck you lying?
I think you know.
Nobody hit your car.
Okay. Well, why?
Your car is nice, but nobody hit it.
No, because I have that.
You have a warrant out of Lake County.
Out of Lake County?
Yeah,
For
for attempted murder.
Whoa, what?
We don't know the details on the report, but from what the warrant reads is that you shot at somebody.
I don't even have the.
Okay.
That was smart of the police, y'all. You got to admit. I remember growing up and believing that they can't lie to us and it's entrapment. Oh, they can't lie to you. That's entrapment.
Yes,
please.
they can.
Both of them are being held without bond right now in the jail. And I guess you guys know at this point what I think. Brandon, unhinged. Have no idea why he did that, but absolutely unhinged, right? Like, he could have hit her with one of them rounds. And what were they thinking? What did they think was going to happen? I just don't understand. Two young people throwing their lives away. Thank God they didn't hurt anybody. But now they're both sitting in jail. And all of that little love that they thought that they had, when you're sitting in jail, none of it matters. You go to court by yourself. You stand in front of a judge by yourself. You call your family by yourself. You listen to your parents or whoever it is cry on the other line. You get your sentence by yourself. You have to figure out your life afterwards by yourself. Absolutely senseless and stupid, in my opinion, these decisions that these two young people made. What do y'all think?
I think they're crazy as hell. Y'all, what do you think? One more TikTok. One more? Let's hit the donuts real quick. We got 65 donuts to go. Go nuts for donuts, y'all. Let's crush it. Subscribe to the channel. YouTube, hit the thumbs up button. One more. I think we could probably squeeze in one more. This is the birthday cake mom and her obsessive ex-husband. The what? What the hell is the birthday cake mom? Do you guys know about this? I don't know about this one. This one sounds crazy as hell. There she is, birthday cake mom. Holy hell. Ashley, thank you. C Bonbon, thank you. AK, thank you. Damn. Y'all coming in strong right now. Hit me with them donuts. Hit me with them donuts. Let's go. And let's find out about this birthday cake mom.
Y'all, I stumbled onto Messy Talk and I came across a couple, well, an ex-couple that was having a fight in videos back and forth on TikTok, and it was messy. I managed to get all of the videos before they were deleted, and the reason why I have them is because when they were posted, I was like, these are gonna get deleted within hours. I already know. You know when you stumble onto something and it's just so messy and horrific that you just know they posted that like on an adrenaline rush and that is going to get removed. Stat, I need to make sure that I get this saved so that I can talk about it. Before I get into it, let me show you the TikTok that all of this stemmed from, because I don't think that you're going to be expecting everything that happens to happen from this one TikTok. Let's just watch it. So I have to remove the sound from this TikTok because it's a copyrighted song that is playing, but it's just this girl. She is baking her own birthday cupcakes. She says being a single mom is making your own birthday cake on your birthday so that your babies can feel happy they are singing to you. And it's really sad. She's sitting here like making her own. Nobody should have to make their own birthday cake. You know what I mean? Like, you watch this and you really feel for her. I feel for her. And it's like she's doing it so that her kids can feel excited to sing her happy birthday. Like, she's doing her own cake for her children, so her children can feel joy over their mom's birthday. And sometimes the reality of that is you're not too
Isn't that what you do?
Happy. You're doing it yourself. Somebody else should be making your cake. You should never have to make your own cake. Oh my God. This TikTok went viral. Right now it has 7.1 million likes on it. Something that actually furthered this going viral was her ex-husband stitched it. This rabbit hole goes deeper than you can even imagine. There are children involved, so I'm gonna, keep their identities hidden from this and make sure to block out anything that has their kids' faces in it. But I gotta show you what her ex-husband posted about her. And if you happen to see this TikTok or see parts of them, it goes deeper than you can even think. Before these videos were removed, people were commenting, oh, there's gonna be a Netflix documentary about this. And I could very well see why there would be, because it gets crazy. Let's go ahead and watch her ex-husband's reaction to this video.
Did she say eggs husband? Did she throw a pun in there, talk about eggs in the cupcake? She went, let's see what her eggs husband's got to say. Hey, you put the song in there again, girl. Why'd you put the song in there again? I gotta keep talking real quick over the song. I gotta talk about the song.
So I've been sent this video a lot over the last few days. People asking my thoughts and my comments on it. And before anyone says, oh, you don't know her situation, or you don't know what she's going through, well, I do, because I lived it. I'm her ex-husband, and right now I have full custody of our kids. This is our parent agreement. As you can see, I have all weekdays and weekends, time sharing with the kids, all at holiday academic breaks. And for her to get any rights back to the kids, these are the things that she needs to do. And yes, child support, she owes that. It's up to over $21,000. So she's a mother and doesn't pay child support.
Oh, damn. Straight up called her out? Holy hell. Instead of baking cupcakes, you should have paid that $20,000 you owe them kids. Whoa. That's crazy as hell.
She was then arrested for check fraud, and during that...
Or is this all like fake? Did he just like Photoshop all this shit?
Hearing, it turned...
How do you Photoshop a mug shot, though? I guess you could.
...out that it was found that she stole almost $1 million from another guy. And also, she faked cancer in the past. These are scans that she would send and post on her page before. So, to sum...
What the hell?
It up, this person, for people that follow her or giving her praise and telling her how strong and how, amazing she's doing, well, she's really not a full-time mom. She barely has her kids. She goes out all the time. And she doesn't even have a job even. So she just really not someone that other single moms should really be looking towards as for inspiration or anything like that. There are a lot of, you know, hardworking single moms out there, and a lot of respect to them. All I just want to say is she just isn't one of them. So hopefully everyone can see this video. And
what in the hell is going on?
No.
Who sent me this one? Y'all hit me with the donuts. We need 49 more of them things. Let's crush that on TikTok. Come on, y'all.
You know.
Oh, and keep tapping the screen like crazy. Let's get 75,000 likes.
Who she really is. Peace.
When you first watch that, after seeing the video of her making the cupcakes, you're like, oh my God. He just ended her, right? That's the first thing you think when you see.
That's what I thought, because I have no idea what this is about. And when I see that, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, that is weird. But is it not real?
That you're like, holy crap, she faked cancer.
Jesus. See, Bonbon, thank you.
She stole $1 million from a guy. She committed
what?
Fraud by signing a bad check and arrested. She doesn't even have custody of her kids. So who's she making this cake for if she doesn't even have her children? It makes you just be like, why would you even post this video? You don't have your kids. You don't take care of them. You're doing it for sympathy. Like, what are you doing? That's like the first thing you think, okay, when you see that. And so obviously this went viral because people are like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like, why are you going to post it on the internet, garner all this attention and sympathy from it when it's not even reality? But you guys know things are not quite what they seem with this situation when you just see these first two TikToks. So then she posts this video where she goes in a little bit deeper into what's happening here. And in this video, she talks about how he is an ex-Scientologist, and we've talked a lot about that on my channel. It's a very dangerous cult, and if you try and leave it, good luck, and also you'll be stalked and harassed, allegedly. Okay, so she talks about how he's an ex-Scientologist. That's one thing, but then she brings something up that when you first look you may not notice, and that is that his TikTok account where he posted this video in response to her was called Inventing Elizabeth or Reinventing Elizabeth. And when you click it and you start to scroll through his account, for the past 3 years, all of his posts on this account were about his ex-wife, obsessively posting about her, posting court documents, posting personal information, posting things about her, trying to essentially ruin her life. Now, I'm not saying that some of these things aren't pretty bad, because some of them definitely are. Like, there's some of her where she allegedly faked cancer. I'm not confirming or denying that, because before, you know, they removed all of the TikToks, that wasn't dove deeper into. But his whole page was simply for the purpose of destroying her, and it comes off extremely obsessive and creepy. You scroll through and it's like post after post after post, posting pictures of her, and then when you click them they have these weird captions, and the more you look you start noticing not only is he posting things about her, but he's also posting things with her children in them, with captions over these videos and images of their mutual children talking about their mom. Let's go ahead and watch this really quick.
Andrew has created websites, TikToks, essentially everything since I left him. I think that is probably the Scientologist aspect of his life. If you go on the website, there's actually Scientologist links that he's added there. I don't know if anyone is familiar with that, but getting out of a Scientologist mindset in a relationship is not a good thing and not an easy thing. Andrew is extremely abusive and has always been extremely abusive. He told me the morning that he posted the video, if I deleted my social media, he would not do what he's doing. Would not destroy my life. He says that he will not take them down unless I'm off social media. So yesterday I deleted social media. I see my children. I see all my children. I don't not see my children. I'm the one who hosts their birthday parties. I'm the one who puts them to bed. I'm the one who does everything until he pulls them away. And the reason by that is the agreement that you guys have seen online is when I first left him out of abuse, I had no resources, no money, Nothing. He was a doctor. And he said, if you sign these papers, nothing will change on when you see them, and I will not ruin your life. I will leave you alone. And so I did. In a mentally bad state of abuse and wanting it to stop. He was never hurting them. I stand by that. Mentally, he's not doing great things to them in terms of the stuff he says, but he will never hurt them. He's never hurt them. He will never hurt them. I was still seeing them always, even now. Like, he's portraying this on there, but even now. There are other women that have filed restraining orders against him. And if anyone took the time to go look him up as well, that's what you would see. Instead, you see everything you've looked me up, which is essentially coming from one man who is out to destroy my life. That is in the nature of being a Scientologist. That is what they do. And if you know anything about them, you would know that. When I got divorced, definitely when I left my husband, I was out drinking, or I was going through it. I mean, I felt like I was literally trapped in an abusive marriage for 6 years. He got scared that I was getting followers from my video and thought, this is the time I'm going to bring her down before she can ever come out about me. He told me delete my page yesterday and he would stop. He never stopped. I don't need anyone feeling sorry for me. That's the thing. I cried on my birthday, and that was like the most like sad thing. I was devastated because he wouldn't allow my daughters to come over. I have tried for 3 years to not expose him on the internet, to not talk about who he is, because as a mother, that is the right thing to do. Since I have been 16 years old and I became a mother, I have devoted my life and my time to being a mom. Does that mean that I haven't went out with my friends or done stupid things? Yes. But there has never been a time my children have been unsafe in my care. I've never hurt my children. I have never put my children in any situation of danger. While leaving my ex-husband, a year before that, I went into what is medically called psychosis. From extreme trauma, he has essentially every single person in my life turned them against me. Every relationship that I haven't remotely tried to be in, every friendship that I've tried to have, he contacts everyone. He's had this page up for 3 years because I was on social media a couple of years ago just posting for fun. A million texts where I've went to post my girls in my videos that are like my daily videos, and he says, delete them now. Delete the girls off your page right now. So I do, because unless you've been in the situation of someone with abuse, mental, physical, it does not matter. You don't even understand what comes along with that. And sometimes being quiet is the best thing to do. But what is going on is not right. Me getting death threats when I stay home with my kids every day is not right, because a man that I left will always try to destroy my life. Forever. I have a cease and desist. I'll post that.
Holy hell.
So she has more children than the ones that she has with him. I don't know how many. From what it appeared, it seems like it's 4, but I'm not confirming or denying that because I'm not entirely sure. But she does say that she got pregnant with her first son when she was 16 years old and was a single mom at 16. So she does have children at home, but when you first watch his video out of context, it looks like your kids aren't even there with her. So he does have custody of their mutual children, which is 2 daughters, but she does have other children at home. So the TikTok that she originally posted didn't even have anything to do with their mutual children because he had them. It had to do with the children that she has at home. But the way that he posted it made it seem like your kids aren't even with you, but she did have other children. And so him talking about how you don't even take care of your kids, this, that, and the other, she has other kids she's taking care of. Now watch this. She posts a screenshot of the police report from his ex. Watch this video.
Oh, did you? I need a recap too.
I put my face.
I've been watching it. I still need a recap.
Like at the top so I can block out the girl's personal information. But this is another girl that put a restraining order against him. Like, I think a couple of years before we got married, for chasing her around the table with a knife. It did end up getting, like, after they went to court, it ended up getting declined because she did not have a lawyer, and he did, and he ended up winning, which is typically how he wins everything. Is the girls that he gets are young girls, he's older, gets young girls, and then he has way more money and is able to end up destroying them in court.
Again, I want to reiterate this. I'm not saying anything that she has done is okay. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that when someone has an entire TikTok account dedicated to slandering this woman, and you also have police reports that have been made against you for chasing a woman around a table with a knife, we have a problem here. So this is his page. It says up at the top, this page is strictly to warn others. Full-time dad. Okay? And you start to scroll through, all of these TikToks are about this one girl. I don't know about you guys, but this is weird to me. He's in her lives. Like, you can see that he screen recorded one of her TikTok lives and he was just sitting in it, watching her and recording it. Like, there's just post after post about her. It's weird. Nobody falls in love faster than a narcissist that needs a place to live. Like, posting this caption over like a glass of champagne. Find a girl with a job and her own money and see if she is still down for you. If not, she just needs a roof over her head. You know what this reminds me of? I've watched a lot of 90 Day Fiance. If you're over on this channel, you know that I love reality TV. And this like comes off like one of those guys who's like a lot older and looks for younger women because he thinks that they're easy to manipulate. He looks for someone who might need some money, might need some help, takes them in, and then whenever they use him, which they're going to because you're seeking out women that are going to take advantage of what you're just giving them. Once they do that, then he wants to cry about it. Like, no, like you knew what you were getting yourself into. Like, you can't sit there and be like, I know that like this girl's better than me and she's using me for money, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And then whenever that is proven to be fact, I'm gonna cry about it on the internet. No, you don't get to do that. Like, no, I'm sorry. The only people that are gonna have sympathy for someone who does that is the type of men that do that, and I don't feel sorry for them. I mean, like, there's like screenshots of maps on here, like this one, blew 20K in 1 month, still no place to live, and spent nothing on her kids. Guess the phrase, spend it like you stole it applies here. This is weird to me, posting like bank statements and stuff. I don't understand this page. If a narcissist leaves their kids, make sure they don't get a chance to do it again. Trust me, they will do it again. Like, he's obsessed. This TikTok is particularly weird to me. This one is actually a video that he posted with his children in it. Watch this video. This is weird. This man ain't right. I'm sorry. Like, this is not normal behavior. So he posts this video. It says, never trust a person driving a 100K car without a job. Hashtag reinventing Elizabeth. Hashtag Liz, your internet bestie. I'm gonna blur this obviously because it's got his children in it, but like this video is of his children like running around, like showing their faces with these captions and hashtags about their mother over it. It says, no, you don't run your dad's company or manage any eye doctor's offices. Like, what are you talking about? Nobody on the internet knows what you're talking about. Another picture of his kids, which I'm not gonna show. What in the world? I'd trust.
I have no idea what's going on.
Casey Anthony, who murdered her daughter, before I would ever trust you again. Are you kidding me? Guys, that is next level sick. I've done multiple videos on Casey Anthony over here. She literally, well, she allegedly, in my personal opinion and a lot of our opinions, her daughter. And he's saying on here about this woman that he's been obsessively posting about for years and years and years, that he would trust an alleged, I have to say that to save my own butt here, but murderer of her own daughter. What in the world? With posting videos of his kids. And then like this like screenshot of like, look, we're like on vacation. This man is gross. If you've ever seen like people who are abused If you've ever been around the behaviors, you can spot one a mile away. And this man is not well. This is not normal behavior. Somebody who is sane doesn't do this. Posting a video of like a boat, like out on water with all these captions. It has the Love Yourself Justin Bieber song. And it says, just know if I wanted to, I could. Glad I can distance myself from your destruction. Posting like screenshots of all the times that she's called.
This is crazy as hell. Why be with a guy like that to begin with? Like, why go through it? You know? This is crazy.
Now this one right here, I won't show this either, but this is a full video clip that he set up a camera, okay? He set it up. I'm gonna film myself playing with my kids. He posts himself running around with all of his children, well, his 2 children, running around the yard, a full video of them on an account slandering their mother. He's like playing with them and it says, narcissists hate to see you thriving without them. They can't imagine how great your life and your kids are without them. It's so weird. And the caption says, Liz, your internet bestie, cash only please, why do cards never work? He's like staging like a playtime with his children. And then there's more videos that he posted on his account about.
You don't know in the beginning. They don't tell you in the beginning. Yeah, but as soon as you see like she just said, there's warning signs about the guys that do this kind of stuff. And there's warning signs about girls that are looking for guys to just use them as well. When you see those things, you go, I don't know. It's like the homemade submarine shit from earlier. As soon as a guy comes out saying, you want to go on my homemade submarine? I'm good. I'm good.
Her, watch this one.
For amazing platinum donors, this is Elizabeth, and she is just an amazing human being inside and out, and I can't wait for you to hear her story.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth. I am really excited to be a part of this movement and raise money for a great cause and celebrate with everyone.
He's stalking and harassing her every move. And so then we get some more context from her. She says that for the past several years, he's been trying to get her to remove her social media. She shows text messages where he's like, you need to take your social media down. She never posts anything about him on her social media. Her social media is dedicated to posting videos with her children, like cleaning her house. It's just like mom content. She doesn't post.
This type of guy is really good at being a different person until they show you the real man underneath. Patrick, it's hard. They get you before you know. I guess it's just weird to me because I'm not like that. And I see guys or I hear about shit like this and I'm like, huh? Who operates like that? Why would somebody be that way? It doesn't make any fucking sense. It's weird.
Anything with him, but his entire goal is to get her off the internet. He doesn't want her to have a following. He doesn't want her to have people that listen to her, that watch her. And to me, I'm like, if y'all are
then why are you making videos about her? You don't want people. It's like, oh, I don't want people to know about this, so I'm gonna post it constantly.
And you got the kids and she's done some bad stuff. Move on with your life. Why are you?
Are they actually suing each other, y'all? Are they actually, is there like real legal things? Not just the what's it called? Like the custody paperwork and all that stuff, but like, is there actual legal proceedings going on here? Or is this just one TikTok versus one TikTok and there's no real legal things? I mean, like, does she have a restraining order on him? I can't remember. Did she say that?
Still
let me know.
Watching every single move she's making, everything that she does. That's not normal behavior. And again, I'm not saying that, you know, she's an angel here and didn't do something wrong, but why are you making it your goal and your job and your sole mission to get on the internet and to blast her personal information and failures all over the internet? She is not with you anymore. She is not your wife. She has moved on. You need to do the same. Like, it is giving an obsessive, like, and this guy's saying she's a narcissist. I think he is. Because guess what? Narcissists never know that they are one. And they typically say other people are when it's them. They'll point the finger and are constantly calling everybody else a narcissist when they're the narcissist. Your page is dedicated to slandering the mother of your kids.
Does it get like a lot of views and stuff, y'all? This page? Is it like just a nothing page, or is it like, does it actually generate revenue? Because that's what I'm trying to think. Is this just like a way to make money off of this stuff because they know that people are going to talk about it and people are going to do this?
And not only is he doing that, but he's posting their children's faces all over this page dedicated to doing that to their mom. They're going to grow up and be humiliated that he put that stuff on the internet. They're not going to be proud of their dad and think, oh, I'm so glad my dad did that. No, they're going to be like, why did you do that? You put all of our
Probably for money, honestly.
business all over.
Same people. It's like Ruby Frankie did all that shit with YouTube for money. What's that other lady that we talked about, y'all, where she has her kid, her daughter, and she has the daughter doing all kinds of weird shit, and she gets like tens of millions of views on every video, and like they download the hell out of it, and it was like 98% or 96% men over like 60 years old downloading this little 5-year-old girl or whatever it was, or 6-year-old girl or something like that. Do you remember?
For the internet.
For the money.
Like, they're probably already struggling with the fact that they don't have their mom in their life, or if she is in their life, that they're not with their mom like full time. They're probably already struggling with that, but then they have this fool for a dad. Like, I feel sorry for these kids. I feel like
Rin, yep, that's the one. That's the one, y'all. Yeah, that one. That's the money.
someone who has to get up there and be like, see me, look, I'm a full-time great fantastic dad, and see, their mom is a full-time crappy parent. If you have to get on there and for 3 years reiterate this and make post after post after post because you just need everybody to know that you're just the best and she's not, then I don't really think you're exactly the best dad either, because that's not a good dad. Is going to focus on his children and know that if I post these things about their mom, like, that's going to hurt them. That's a good dad. Now I have to show you guys these text messages that were posted between the two of them. This was the two of them texting as all of this is going on social media. These are new texts. Post all these pictures of them together. Theme seems to be, you are too hot for me. Guess they see you now. They didn't see who I married, but that will be the last post. She said, what about your other stuff? You're literally going to still post? That isn't going to help you. You can't believe that. And then he says, why is it that you're so hot and apparently thriving? What is he even talking about? I don't see all your posts. I was driving, but I guess you made a clear picture. I'm some fat loser. Okay, do what you think is right. I tried to come to you and that isn't. And then he says, I'm asking, why are you out of my league? I do not understand this toxic behavior. It's absolutely disgusting. But the way that he's talking in
what was it?
These text messages in particular, why is it that you're so hot and apparently thriving? I'm some fat loser. It just goes along with everything that I already said. This man's just mad that she left him.
I'm going to play a little bit of a voicemail that was left to me by Andrew and the things that he was saying to one of my daughters. It was at 11:30 at night, so I was sleeping and I did not answer. So he left a message and this is what it is.
Later. You want her to be here with you? Yeah. I know that. I will tell her. I know, she can tell her. I will tell her now. She doesn't answer her phone. She has us blocked. She has us blocked, bitch. She doesn't want to hear from you or me or anyone.
Man, see, that's the crazy part, is I feel bad for the kids because they're stuck in the middle of all this craziness, right? And they didn't do anything. They didn't ask to be born, you know, to these two parents.
I tried to tell her.
If you can imagine, as a mother, that was the hardest thing. These are things, little things.
And the only reason she doesn't have, I don't know, y'all, I'm so new. Literally, this is the first time I've heard about any of this. So I'm so new to everything. I'm trying to understand it from this point of view. So she has done nothing wrong other than she just was forced into signing this paperwork that gave him the kids. There wasn't any legal precedent. Like she doesn't have a record. She doesn't have anything like that. Like it's just she signed these papers because he told her to thing. And that's the only reason she doesn't have custody. I'm so lost.
He's continued to do the whole entire time. He has tried to manipulate my children, even me, everyone around me. This is what we're dealing with and working with. I have tried to reason with him off the app and say, stop doing this. I don't want to have to be on here defending myself or going after you in any way. I don't want to do that. I'm begging you to stop. I've asked everyone to stop sending him hate. I've tried my absolute best to end this with him, and it's not happening. At this point, I'm getting a lawyer. I'm going to not make another post after this. Even if he continues to harass me on the internet, I'm not going to say anything else.
Did she make another post after that, y'all?
I'm getting a lawyer about him doing this, and I'm also going to get a lawyer, and I'm coming back for my girls. I'm not scared of him anymore, and I'm not going to keep allowing this to happen.
Dude, this father of the year over here, having his daughter call her mom just to be like, she has us blocked, to make her feel like she blocked her daughter, to make her feel like she doesn't want to talk to her. That is terrible. Why would you try and make your child feel like their mom doesn't care about them like that? Be like, she doesn't want to talk to you. What is actually wrong with you? That is sick. This is abuse. And you don't have to like raise a hand to somebody to be abusive. This is abuse. This is emotional abuse. This is harmful. This is harmful to those children. This is harmful to their mother. This is next level crazy. Like this is one of those like situations where I can't say this word over here, but like a murder unalive situation where somebody, you know, offs the whole family and then themselves. Like the type of man that does that is the type of man who makes an entire TikTok page dedicated to slandering their children's moms, trying to make their daughters feel bad and not like their mom and feel like their mom doesn't love them and like them. Like what the actual F is wrong with you?
Is this one right here? Is this girl, is this more than Elizabeth? It looks like her. I think this is her. So 300,000 followers. I mean, tens of thousands of views to hundreds of thousands of views on each video. Y'all, see, nowadays, this shit, I look at this kind of stuff and I just go, people use their kids like that Rin lady, which that shit's crazy as hell, for clout, to cause drama so that people talk about it, so they make money doing it. And when I see things like this, I go, are they literally going through and like causing all this drama just so people will talk about it? And so people will come and watch her videos, they'll go and watch his videos, and they just are doing it for views and doing it just because? I don't know. I'm not these people, but when I see this kind of stuff, I'm like, I don't put it past people nowadays, because you see all the shit people do, not scripted, digidam, but like just like, I don't know, like just like maybe you do like maybe you do have a crazy ex, right? Like maybe you do have a crazy ex, and you post something, and the crazy ex says like, oh, makes a reply to it, right? And then you wake up and there's 100,000 views on it, right? And you're like, oh shit, because TikTok, if you're signed up for their thing where you can make money off the views, 100,000 views could be, you know, $100, $150. So you made $150 overnight just because your ex wrote something crazy. And then you go, oh, and then you reply to that and it gets 500,000 views, and that's like $700. And then you're like, oh shit, I made like $850 in 2 days because of this drama, because everybody loves drama. Y'all, think about it this way. And I'm not saying that's what it's happening here. I have no idea. I'm not these people. I don't know. But I'm just like saying hypothetically, like 15, 20 years ago, we started seeing all this reality TV show. You know what I mean? Like we started seeing Shot at Love with Tila Tequila and all this stuff, right? And we started getting hooked on this like, oh, it's real life TV, which the majority of it is scripted anyways, right? It's reality TV, but it's scripted. Now we have social media, and now we have the ability to tell all of our own little narratives and all our own little realities and all this stuff like that. And I feel like that's kind of the new age of reality TV, is seeing this kind of stuff on TikTok, and like that Rin girl on Rin and whatever the other thing is, I forget her name, but like that kind of stuff is like, that's what will cut through and get, you know what I mean? Because like there's only so many times you can watch a Get Ready With Me, right? Like there's 100 million people that do Get Ready With Me. So you have to come up with your own thing. You have to come up with your own, like, okay, well, what can I do? What's different to like cut through the shit? And all you need, and then you just need one thing to go viral. You need one thing to pop, and then just go, that's what it is. That's what it is. Right? But who knows? Maybe, honestly, maybe in this situation, maybe the dude's a dirtbag. He seems kind of dirtbaggish now. Maybe the dude's a dirtbag and whatever. And, maybe this is genuine, and it just so happened to get brought into the light, into the public eye, if you will. But I mean, she's still posting videos every day, just like of her, that are getting, 20, 30, 40,000, 50,000, 129,000 views. And it says Mama Mental Health Change. So she's wanting to bring attention to that kind of stuff. And how do you do that other than showing, well, look at this shit that's happening to me? This crazy. What's the other one? What's the guy's one? Let me see. Did they take it down? Oh, no. Inventing or reinventing? Inventing has 30,000. Oh, that's not it. I don't know where the other one is. It doesn't have it. Maybe they took that one down. Crazy. Yo, absolutely insane. Let's keep going.
So she alleges that he was abusive. She doesn't say in what way, so I'm not going to claim one way or the other. She doesn't say in which way he was abusive, but that she was abused in this marriage and she had to get away from it. And in this phone call that I'm going to watch with you guys right here, she posts a video where she was recording him, trying to get him to admit to it, I think, in this recording, and he's not. He's also not denying it. He's just skirting around it. That to me is concerning.
So, because I don't have public record of what you've done, I can't share it, who you are, what you've done?
Liz, you are a known manipulator. I've seen you falsify.
Andrew, answer my question. Andrew, you're not answering my question.
You're right, exactly, because you manipulate things.
I'm not manipulating this. I'm asking you. I'm asking you, Andrew, right now. I'm asking you. Why is it that you can say, oh, I can put public information, or I can put public documents because that's what's real, but you can't talk about what's happening behind the scenes?
Because that's hearsay, Liz. I know you weren't present.
It's hearsay? Between you and I, it's hearsay? What you've done?
Yes. You don't understand, but you can manipulate and have manipulated. I mean, you even forget when you have that fake number.
I believe her. There are police reports from another woman saying things that he did, and it's not just what these women have said. Look what he is doing. He is obsessed with this woman and trying to destroy her entire life, because guess what? He can't have her anymore. She left. She's the one that left him. So he's like, all right, I'm going to take your kids, and then I'm not going to let you have things that make you happy. I see you happy and thriving on social media. I don't like that. I'm going to try and destroy it. Dude, stop looking at her social media account. Move on. If she was posting things about him and stuff prior to all of this, it would be different, but she wasn't doing that.
See, that's what I was trying to understand, y'all. Were they doing this like fighting thing on social media back then? Now it's saying that she wasn't doing that. She was just trying to do social media. She was trying to get her views and stuff on social media to begin with. And he didn't like that. And so then he started making this page because she started gaining a following. Okay, it's starting to make more sense now.
He just doesn't want to see her happy. Then she posts this screenshot where she's showing a text message between the two of them where he's now saying, I have to take legal action against the things that you're saying. Honey, you have been the one posting about her for years. When you can't post about somebody for years, and then when they start outing you and the stuff that you've done, be like, oh, I got to take legal action because I'm a doctor. Anybody who goes to this man, if this man is anybody's doctor, y'all might need to find a new one, okay? Because this guy is crazy. I would be horrified to learn that my doctor was this man. I would be horrified.
What kind of doctor is he?
I am not going to say anything else about it anymore. I'm going to get off the phone and not deal with this. I haven't shared about him in years. Like, in all the years I've been on social media, I've not been sharing about him. I have taken on here today to defend myself, and I'm not even going to keep these videos up for a long time because it's not the right thing to do. I have always said that's not the right thing to do, no matter who has told me to do it, no matter how long he's been doing this to me. It's not the right thing to do. I signed papers in court, not even to court. We never even made it to the court process because I signed the papers outside of court to get him to stop doing this, because he swore he would. He would stop all of this hate and all of this, everything that's going on, if I signed the papers. And now I have a mess on social media when all of my page has just been happiness, being inside my house with my kids, cooking and baking. And his whole entire page for years has been dedicated to destroying my life. And I don't know how anyone with a normal brain does not see that that is a problem. That even if all of the stuff he says is true, and everyone is asking if those allegations that he's making are true. No, they're not true. He's got people like on his side that can go over and make videos because he's loving every minute of it. But I have purposefully kept my mouth closed for years in hopes that he will stop one day and things with my children will just be better with him. And that is not the case. And now I have to, because I made a video of myself being upset while, yes, my kids were home and I was making a cake with them, for them, cupcakes. I was making cupcakes and I was sad and having a bad day because clearly behind the scenes, I'm going through a lot of shit with this man every single day on a daily basis, harassment every day, all day. And if you haven't been there, then you have no idea what that does to someone. Like, you can't even begin to know what that does to someone. And this whole, he's not a Scientologist, it's on the website. Go click the website that you've all viewed of me, all his allegations, click it. Like, it's on there. Anyway, I'm done talking about this. You guys can make whatever decision like you want. You're strangers on the internet, and that the main reason that I even got on here to defend myself at this point in time is because I am getting hundreds of messages on Instagram, on my email addresses, people saying they know my home address, where I live. I haven't even stayed at my own house in 3 days because I'm literally terrified to be there. Like, this, no one normal, him, would do this to someone that never was even sharing about them on the internet. Post court documents where they can find people's address, where they live, where their children are, if that's normal. Like, how are you not thinking that this person is crazy? For 3 years, he's had a TikTok about me. How is that not obsessed? For 3 years. Why is he asking me to go spend birthdays with him if I'm this terrible and he hates me more than anything in the world? Begging me. I'm done talking about this. I don't want to be tagged in his videos anymore. I don't want any of this. Like, if you guys choose to support him, there's nothing I can do about that. And I haven't. In 3 years, I haven't even stitched a single video of his or done anything to take him down or anything like that, because I would never do that. That is not me. And now I'm on here doing things out of my normal behavior because I have to defend myself to strangers on the internet. I cannot even fathom what is happening right now. And his goal is for me to delete social media. Everyone's saying is like, delete your page, delete your page. I deleted it for 2 days, yesterday and the day before in the evening, because I got so overwhelmed. And every time I get a following, he does this. And then I delete my page because I'm like, I can't take the hate. I can't take the sadness, the accusations. Like, I can't live through this. And then I literally... This time, I'm not, though. It's not okay for me to have built something on being a mom and cooking and running errands with my kids and doing things, and then I have to delete it because he didn't want me to use this platform to come after him, when I never was. The video that got 50 million views that he got so angry about because he was terrified. I literally told him I wanted him to take my page down, the page that he had about me down, when the news article wrote me about my video of 50 million that I was going to talk about it. And he said, no, he's going to make a video about me. And He was terrified that I would use the followers that I gained from this to talk about him, when in reality, this was just a little pocket of peace for me that I got on the internet, and I posted doing stuff with my kids and baking for them and cooking for them. And sorry, my daughter came in, and that's it. So I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to play this game anymore. I don't want to be fighting anymore on the internet. This is so stupid and so like unethical and a million other things. No, I didn't lie about this stuff. Like, I don't even understand what is happening, and I don't even need to understand, because like I know that I love my kids. Like, I don't know what else to say other than he is obsessed with me. He has been obsessed with me for years. For years. Like, this stuff has been on the internet. You think he hasn't tried to call the police on me or do things like the same stuff that he's doing there? Like, you think that he's protecting me by not doing those things, but also sharing everything on the internet. The math is not mathing. None of it is adding up. And I don't understand how people that are normal, so you're telling me I'm not normal, but if you're normal, how you don't see what is happening here. And that's it. I'm never, ever, ever addressing this again. If you do not want to follow me because you think I'm a terrible mother, that's okay. You don't have to follow me.
I mean, I agree with everything she's saying there. I feel like, you know, this is not behavior from someone that is a normal man. This isn't a normal thing to do. And girl, I just want to let you know, I see. And there are a lot of us that see. Anyone who doesn't see, I don't know what's wrong with them, because I can see it very clearly what is happening here. Now,
yeah, there's an epidemic of weak ass dudes out there. Ladies, they're everywhere. This is what happens. This is what happens. Weak ass, emotional, crazy men. Well, I use men very loosely, but that's what happens. And the next thing you know, this shit starts happening. This crazy stuff starts happening. Nope. Hell no. They're everywhere, ladies. It's an epidemic of these crazy ass, weak ass, emotional dudes that don't know what it truly is to be a man, a strong man. Because they have an idea of what it is, but it's not anywhere close to what it is. Because being a true man, you're supposed to, without even, you don't even have to say anything typically. You just, when you're in a room, those people that you're in a room with feel safe. That's what it's supposed to feel like. You're not supposed to, when you get these guys that come in and you're just like, oh, you just get that vibe of like, I don't want to be in here. This guy sucks. I don't like this. Ugh. When I come into a room, I would expect that people know you're safe. You're fine. You could do what you want to do. You could do what you need to do. But at the end of the day, you're safe. I will protect you. I will protect, my little man, anybody else's kids that are around. You're safe, And when you get these people that are like, well, I'm going to make a video. And the JP losers are like, me. You're like, dude, what are you doing? You are outside of your mind with that shit. And it's sad, because it's not getting better. It's getting worse. Well, so. Oh, man, it's frustrating, though. It's damn frustrating. So, and the worst part is there's nothing. It sucks because there's nothing I can do about it, Because back in the day, guys that do that kind of stuff and that were that kind of way, they got handled. You know what I mean? You got dealt with, and enough times, then you realize, shit, maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe this isn't the right way to do things. I don't know. It's just crazy. All right, this is almost over, y'all. TikTok, are we gonna hit a goal? We stalled out on the donuts again. We got 59. Let's get it. Let's get it. Come on, y'all. Hit me with some donuts right now. What do we need? 51 more? 41. 41 more donuts, y'all. Crush some things. It's Friday. TikTok, Come over to YouTube as well if you want to. Hit the follow button. My name's Patrick if you like true crime. This one I thought was true crime-esque, which it's kind of, but a little bit different than what we normally do. But it's Friday. You know, it's fuck it Friday. Pardon my French. For crying out loud Friday. All right. Come over to the Mystery Project on YouTube if you want to watch the video with us. It's almost done. It's almost done. But keep tapping the screen like crazy too. Let's get 80,000. Let's get 100,000 likes, actually. But y'all, hit me with the donuts. We stalled out again. Let's go.
I'm going to show you all some of the videos that he has posted in response to this. Okay. Oh, these things that he's posted about her are so disturbing. Like, what in the world? Been all fun games, but just pay our daughters. Or you will not be allowed to drive, and you're not supposed to associate with criminals. I can't be mad because I got what I wanted in the end too, 100%.
Does she really owe $20-something thousand in child support, or is that photoshopped?
Custody of my daughters. The next chapter of my page will be about being a single father in person and growth. So cheers to this guy's a freaking scumbag. He's so creepy weird. Ew, he grosses me out.
Hello everyone, I just want to come on here real quick and clear up a few things that has been obviously a very recurring theme on the page.
See that?
Number one, I'm not a Scientologist. Don't even know how that came about, other than the website, but I didn't create the website either. So both of those things, Scientology, never been one. The website, I did not create. So those two things, nothing to do with me. Last thing is the name, Inventing Elizabeth. It is about a show on Netflix, Inventing.
It's not about that. It's about your ex-wife.
So I highly recommend going to watch it before watching more of my videos or commenting on my stuff.
Honey, you're not so relevant and important that people are going to be like, okay, I'm going to go watch this Netflix documentary you just recommended to me. Be back later. No. Are you kidding me? You're a weirdo.
That show is about a woman who was a con artist and a scammer. So my name is a reference to that show. Again, I'm out of town, so I'm not gonna post much more until I get back. And then I'll be showing a lot more evidence, things like that, because I'm not gonna post hearsay things or show you text messages. Yeah, I could show you a bunch of text messages over the years and things like that, but at this point where this is at with this level of the story, if you will, it just needs to be straight facts from here on out, and that's all you will be getting. So stay tuned. Peace.
So the reason why he says that is because he is worried she's going to post hearsay, post screenshots and things like that, allegedly of him being abusive. And since he's worried about that and there's no proof of it, listen to how he responds to the abuse allegations. His response is very important.
And I just want to clear up the domestic violence injunctions. They're just temporary injunctions. None of them actually were credible. None of them were ever imposed because there is no evidence to be found in any of the cases of any domestic violence. So I just want to make that clear. Again, I'll talk further about those individually and their own posts, but I did want to briefly clear that up so there's no confusion on that. And lastly, yeah, I have had my daughters, full time for the last several years. So as you go through my page, a lot of it is, pictures or posts or things like that. It's very little me talking into a camera, because when you have two kids, one kid full time, you don't have a lot of time. So it's even hard for me to get away and, make the posts that I have the last, couple days, doing stuff like this. I do think it's more effective, so I'm going to start doing it this way. But in the past, it's not as been as time effective for me to be able to do this, because again, I do have them full time.
So you don't have time to post these videos, but you have time to sit there and watch her lives and obsessively go over her social media and watch every single thing that she does. Okay, honey. Also, the way that he responded to the allegations of abuse against him, I find to be very interesting. It's just that there's no evidence of it. There's no proof of it. It was thrown out.
That's the same. That is a weird way of saying that. That's not saying I would never do that. That's something that's never happened. It's like, well, there's no proof of it. What?
There are plenty of cases where someone was actually being physically harmed and these things didn't happen and it was thrown out. Okay. How are you going to have evidence that someone chased you around a table with a knife? There's not going to be evidence of that. Of course, it's going to be somebody just saying it, but you're exhibiting the behaviors on social media that we all can see of someone who would do that. It is very believable because of the stuff that you have posted. Obsessive behaviors like this, it's emotionally abusive.
I genuinely feel that was the right thing to do to defend myself against everything that is going on about me on the internet. I have tried really hard to ignore the online hate for almost 3 years since that video was posted. But in terms of myself, I don't want to act like I'm a perfect person in any way, shape, or form. I've made mistakes in my life. Yes, I did get arrested. That's not something that I've even remotely denied. I've actually touched base on that before on my page. I went through some pretty bad mental things as I was about.
He's an eye doctor? I bet he didn't see all this shit coming. Oh man, the eye doctor jokes are coming out.
A year out from getting divorced. And then when I left, even worse. I was going out all the time. I made a bunch of mistakes. I wrote a bad check, which in turn got me arrested. I will proudly say, without a doubt, I know who I am. I know that I'm a good mother, that I love my children. I know that I devote my time and life to them, regardless that I've made mistakes. I have no problems owning up to any mistakes that I had made. And I'm sorry that anyone feels like I made mistakes that make them question who I am as a mother, but I know who I am. I love my kids. A judge did not rule my children away from me, so that's something that people keep saying. A judge never sided with Andrew. We never made it to a judge. Our papers were filed through the court, but we signed out of there. I signed because he told me this is what we'll sign. So yeah, I just wanted to clear that up.
So all of these videos have been deleted. So I'm assuming that there is now a lawyer involved, as there should be, because this situation is extremely messy. Number one, I wish she had gotten a lawyer a long time ago, because anybody who has a page up about like slandering an individual person, like their ex, the mother of their kids, that page should not be up and standing like that.
Well, the only thing is it's not slander if it's the truth. You can't slander somebody with the truth. So if he like Photoshop these things, then yeah, that could technically be slander. That could be something where if you're just making stuff up that isn't true and posting those things that aren't true, then that's slander. But if what he's posting is the truth, then legally it's not slander, because the truth can't be slander. The truth is literally the protection against slander and defamation. So
there is no place on the internet for that type of behavior. And again, I'm not saying that some of the things that she did weren't wrong, because they are. And if she did,
and that's where we always talk about it, y'all, that those damn legality and morality don't very often mix. So what seems very immoral can be legal. It's crazy.
He said some of the stuff he was saying wasn't true, but like if that cancer thing's true, obviously that is terrible. I'm not excusing that whatsoever. Absolutely horrific.
See, and when they say stuff like that, that's when my brain starts working and I play the devil's advocate, because if it's true that she did something like that and faked a disease, faked having cancer, stuff like that, for sympathy, for views, for money, probably, because that's what a lot of those people, they do it to create a GoFundMe or something like that. What stops somebody that does that? And again, y'all, I don't know these people. This is all hypothetical. I'm just speculating here, playing devil's advocate. But if people do that kind of stuff, what's stopping them from creating drama between people for views and for things as well? You know what I mean? Because it's like, well, I could fake doing this, or I actually have this drama going on. Why don't we capitalize on the drama that we have going on? Is it what's happening? I don't know. I'm not these people. But like I said, y'all know me. I tell it like it is. I tell it like for what I see. Devil's advocate here. Play both sides. Try to understand what the hell is going on here. But no, it sounds like this guy's a dirtbag. She got roped in with him, and he's making her life a living hell, which really sucks.
But I think that there can be like two wrongs at a time. You know what I mean? And everything that man is doing, as not right. And also, he needs to understand that's not a good father. A good father's not going to post videos and pictures of his kids on the internet on a page dedicated to slandering their mom. A good father would want her to be doing better, would want her to be improving, would want her to get to a place where she can, you know, be in a stable place to take care of your mutual children. A good father would support someone on the road to getting better and fixing their mental health. And I just want to let this woman know, I believe every single thing she is saying. I believe everything. I think she's been very transparent. I think she's been very honest. I think many of us, most of us, can see right through that guy. And the fact that his whole page was dedicated to her, that is the creepiest thing I have seen in a very long time. I was so disturbed by that. And he gets on there and he talks like all like I'm a super nice guy. No, like the manipulation is coming from him, like him calling her a manipulator. What are you doing though? What are you doing? And also manipulating your children by having them make a phone call to their mom and being like, she blocked you, she doesn't want to talk to you. You don't think you're manipulative? You don't think you're narcissistic? Then you're probably more narcissistic than you think she is, because narcissists usually don't know. Like, I'm honestly scared for this girl's safety. I hope she can get like a restraining order against him so that he can't be posting this stuff about her, because under a restraining order, like, they can't talk about you. So I hope she's able to get that. He did remove his stuff, so there has to be a lawyer involved because he's had this page up for years. But I had to talk about this because I feel like she was taking the higher road, and yeah, she was saying some things here and there, but I feel like she probably wasn't saying as many things as she could have. Okay. And I don't know. I stand with her on this one. I think this is super messed up. And I think that we should all be supportive of people, you know, improving the quality of their life, getting better, becoming a good
Nicole, yeah, it is.
mom and a good father. You know what I mean? That guy needs some therapy. I'll say that right now. Like, again, giving 90 Day Fiance vibes. Like, he lost his hot wife that doesn't want to be with him anymore, and he's crying about it. Doesn't want her to be happy, is going to try and destroy her entire life so that she can't be happy because she didn't want to be with him anymore. And that's an abusive person, period, point blank. And that's all I have to say about that. Disgusted by this behavior. Those children deserve better. She said she's going to be fighting for her kids, and girl, we support you in doing that. That guy, I don't know about that. She said he's a good dad, but girl, it's not a good dad to post his children on the internet on a page slandering their mom, post their image and their likeness and who they are, like you said, while giving public documents that could, you know, tell people where you live. Like, no. That man's dangerous. He's dangerous. And if he's chasing a woman around with a knife, he shouldn't have his kids. I'm going to tell you that right now. A man who's going to chase a woman around with a knife, allegedly, because there's not proof of it, should not have children. Should not have his kids behind closed doors. He probably needs to have some supervised visitation to make sure they're safe. Because what if they make him mad one day? What if he's afraid they want to leave him one day, which they might? This situation scares me. Y'all are going to have to let me know what you think in the comments down below about this. I don't think that there's going to be any updates to the situation because it's clear to me there's probably some sort of lawyer involved, but this is the full story. If you missed all the TikToks that got deleted, here you go. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and I send my well wishes to her. I hope she's able to get her kids and, you know, move on from her past demons. And that guy, I'm scared for anybody that ends up with him. That's all I'm gonna say. Ugh. It's one reason why I want to do this video. I feel like people need to know the type of behavior of this man, because if you decide to get with him and then you want to leave him one day, you're next. All right?
Oh, man. That is crazy as hell. Who sent me that one? Somebody sent me that one, and it was crazy as hell. Absolutely crazy. YouTube, I love you guys. Make sure you leave a like on the video, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel. I'll be back tomorrow night. YouTube and Rumble, make sure you leave a like. I love you guys.